And we are live.
Oh, hello.
Okay, I didn't know if there was sound coming through because nobody ever says anything.
Ew.
It's just like I have to sometimes guess if like I have audio issues or whatnot because everybody just waves.
We just awkwardly wave.
Yep.
I like it.
So, how are you guys? It's been a while since we were able to get together and play. It's been what, almost 3 weeks?
About 3 weeks, maybe. Yeah.
I think we're on 3.
Yeah. It's been a while.
It's been a while. Things happened, and then I got sick yesterday, so we didn't have the Tuesday game, so that wasn't fun. Instead of tormenting you guys with what I had planned, I got to torment myself with being sick. I don't know if that was punishment for being an evil DM or what's going on, but I'll just take it out on you guys next week.
That works.
I don't think it does.
Oh, it totally does. But for tonight, you guys may see that we've had a little bit of a cast change. Imp has unfortunately had to step away from his role in the game due to scheduling conflicts and, you know, having to be an adult. So we are now joined by Shadow Fox.
Hello.
Who is also going to be playing a Kunari. But Shadow Fox, why don't you tell us about yourself and then who you'll be playing tonight.
First and foremost, I am the husbando of Zora Formula 3. I also stream here on Twitch when I'm not busy moving, just like she was. Mostly Warframe. But yeah, that's about it. My character is a Canary Rogue. And yeah, we'll see how this plays out.
So what have you guys been up to since the last time we got together? Anything interesting happen?
I spent a fair amount of time yesterday, since we didn't have a game, planning for stuff for the Tuesday show. Assuming Zale survives after this whole Kamiraska fiasco, whatever's coming our way, there are going to be some significant changes to that character after she goes away for a bit.
Wait, does that mean we're going to be seeing a new character coming in as she steps away?
You will be seeing my backup character come in, and I'm kind of looking forward to playing that character for a little bit. She's a geomancer, and she's the little sister of Demril, the raven folk that Zale slaughtered.
Oh
So,
That's gonna
more
be
drama, yay!
All right.
But I'm really looking forward to playing her, not just for the geomancer stuff, but because it's such a difference from Zale. She's like this young, innocent little bird person that like stutters when she talks, and she just likes to have a lot of fun with stuff. And I mean, none of that is Zale. So I'm looking forward to it.
Shadowfox, you been up to anything?
Just the whole moving shenanigans. Got my office mostly set up, as you can kind of see. I've got a huge blank wall behind me that needs something on it, but we're working on it.
Zora, what about you?
Oh man. Well, we went camping for the first time in like forever, and that was exciting. And we're doing it again this weekend. And then just today, after a year of waiting, one of my Kickstarter stuff came in, and it is the Critical Role figurines by Steamforge. So it's all
Nice.
of Vox Machina, including Trinket. It is all of the Mighty Nine. Unfortunately, when this was made, it was when Molly Mock was still around. It also, because I was a backer, I came with some extras because we reached the goals. So I have all 4 Pumat souls, including Pumat Prime. We also have Dodie and Tyrion Darrington. There you go.
Whiskquill, thank you for that resub, dude. Can we get some love in the chat for Whiskquill? Also, is chat working? Because I don't see anything popping up on my end.
Oh, it's working.
It's working.
I have to
Working
refresh.
on my end.
You know what? It's not working on my end. That's why I can't see anything.
It's okay. That's not important, right?
Yeah, it's I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why it'd be important at all. It's not like I can't see anything. Let me see if this works, or if I'm just gonna be without chat today.
Oof.
Can somebody type something in chat to make sure it's working? Okay, there we go. All right. So now I can see stuff. I don't know why I couldn't see stuff before. I'm just gonna blame the internet.
That's about right.
Raven,
Yeah.
what have you been up to?
Works.
Crisis number 492. My fridge died this past week, so we have been running around having to order a fridge, making sure everything doesn't go bad, because apparently this week everything is going to be 30 degrees plus here. So
What's that in Freedom?
One moment.
It's not worth it, Raven.
86.
Don't humor them.
86.
Humor them, it just gets
86.
worse.
Okay. Yeah, that's how it's been over here recently.
Yeah,
Like-
the problem is it's just been chaos. And of course, our water filter and ice maker were built into the fridge, so we don't have either of those. So just chaos because, I can't go a week without having one. Other than that, I've been working on a project, and unfortunately, Fox got a hint of what it might involve earlier, but working on one of those can I build it projects.
Are you going to be streaming said project?
No, because it's going to involve me literally playing in unknown territory. I don't do hardware programming at all, and this is going to be an adventure.
I gotcha.
Because literally it would be like 6 hours of me spewing profanity at my screen because things aren't working.
Oh, so basic programming.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's like, and it's not working. Of course it's not.
Programming will make even the holiest of saints break out into a tirade of profanity.
It either works immediately and you're really suspicious, or it doesn't work and you're still suspicious.
See, I always find it to be the worst when it almost works.
I have been there where everything boots up perfectly and then automatically powers off, and you're like, but why?
Because reasons.
Yes.
Because
But-
somewhere you put one too many or too few semicolons.
No, this entire project involves the fact that the new Raspberry Pi 4 boards were released this week. So that spawned an idea.
So I've been doing pretty much work is what I've been doing. Just getting things situated for everyone as we're getting close to the finals that are hopefully going to be streamed on Friday. And the winners of that, their high school are getting like six PCs and 6 laptops for like their very own esports center at their school. So it's going to be awesome. As well as just starting to work through my backlog on my stream, getting ever so closer to beating Tales of Berseria, and then jumping into Tales of Zestiria next. When I'm not doing that, I've been planning stuff for you guys and not making character sheets for your Mabari because I'm a horrible person. I still haven't done that for Mags's Dire Fox either in the Tuesday game. I honestly forget to make cars. I honestly forget to make character sheets for the animals because I just expect them to die really quick.
We've been taking good care of ours, darn it.
You've been taking good care of them, which I'm surprised at because honestly, I expected the Mabari to bite it during the bear fight. Where is my folders? So I can save my voice for whatever power I have left in it for tonight. Who wants to give a rundown of what happened the last time we played?
Feel like Shadow Fox should.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
let's
Yeah.
not do
He
that.
wasn't even here.
I don't know. I think he's outvoted at this point.
Mm-hmm. Raven hasn't done one in a while.
I don't remember anything. That's the problem. I'm sitting here going, what did happen?
Was
My rundown involves I'm rummaging through some stuff.
was the Lyrium Spire last session?
The Lyrium Spire was last session.
Okay. So I kind of remember what happened, sort of, only a little bit.
Better than
We
I
were in
am.
the cave. That's how it
Yes.
started.
We started in the cave that was full of red lyrium. We had just finished a bit of a battle, and Isthia was innocently investigating the red lyrium, and Valentha didn't want any part of that, and she tried to forcefully usher her out of there. And in the process of doing so, Isthia kind of grabbed one of the giant red lyrium crystals and healed Magnus at the same time, which started to kind of set off like a chain reaction type of thing within the cave. All this red lyrium started sprouting up around us, and things got a bit dicey. We made our getaway, and as we were running out of the cave, the whole thing like exploded into this giant tower of red lyrium. By the time we kind of got away from it, we realized that the caravan that we were traveling with had GTFO'd, which I don't blame them for doing so, honestly. So we spent like a day chasing it down, eventually catching back up to it, and some conversation of some sort happened, and then suddenly it was nighttime for some reason, and we were sleeping maybe, and then we got woken up by noises, and we looked on the horizon, and there was a rather large dragon like circling the Tower of Lyrium, and the Darkspawn were a lot closer than we thought they were. So that
An
was
entire army and front line of Darkspawn.
Yep. It was a lot of dudes. Some stuff probably happened after that. More conversation, maybe. I do remember taking some time to talk to the tavern brute and convincing him to set up a bit of a good time for everybody the following night. Drinks and all that good stuff. And that's roughly where we ended the session? Question mark?
Yes.
Yes.
Because Zora
Oh, and then there was
off
obviously
into the woods.
went off,
Yeah.
to the woods.
Yep.
And spotted something moving in the brush. Went to investigate and saw another brute there.
Yeah. Another Kunari hastily digging through a discarded chest that once belonged to one of the caravan members that had been lost a couple hours previous. And when we left off, Valentha was sneaking up on said Kunari with an arrow knocked in her bow, ready to headshot him.
Mm-hmm.
Rude.
I don't know you.
So as we open up on this, your character's name is Ross, right? Or Ras?
Yeah.
Ross.
All right, Ross. What you had found previously, just to set this up, is you found one of the in a chest that had been seemingly tossed to the side of the road as you were just walking along. After you broke open the lock, you noticed that inside there seemed to be a couple valuables on top, like a small bag of coin, and what looked to be a healing potion or two. But as you started to dig through her, it was more and more frustrating, as it was just like spare garments and what looked to be like an accounting book, like an accountant's ledger, which you just quickly tossed to the side because it had no worth to you at that moment. But as you're digging through, you can hear like a familiar sound as like a bowstring begins to tighten up as like somebody's pulling and knocking an arrow back inside of it, roughly probably about a good 2-3 feet from you.
Who are you?
Vashidan.
I'm sorry.
It means crap.
Did I catch you doing something bad?
No, just wasn't expecting anyone to come along.
That's how good I am. State your business. What are you doing here?
Well, I found this along the trail and thought I'd pick out anything good.
Are you here with anyone else? Another Canary with one horn, maybe?
A canary with one horn.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm by myself.
The D&D equivalent of an insight check?
That and this would be empathy.
Empathy? Okay. Which is...
You're gonna make me look for it, aren't you?
I'm sorry.
I believe it's cunning. Let me see.
Either cunning or communication. I can never remember which.
I can't remember. I think it's cunning. I think.
Engineering, magical it's perception. All right. That's pretty good.
Thank you.
So, if Ross is trying to hide, if Ross is trying to hide the truth from her, if there's like anything that he was trying to hide, you could roll a deception.
No, there's no contest.
Okay. Yeah,
He's being truthful.
it sounds like he's being truthful.
All right. Well, don't follow us. I'll know.
Wow.
So you have friends.
I guess we could call them that.
And you don't want me following you. Why?
Well, for one, the last Canary that followed us caused a lot of trouble. And two, I don't need more baggage.
Well, I'm intrigued to hear more about this other Kunari. Would you mind telling me about this wayward
Why?
friend of yours? Well, you see, I don't come across many of my kind anymore down here.
Are you going rogue?
No. However, I did lose my party a long time ago.
So you have been lost in here for a really long time to where you haven't seen the light of another Canary?
Several weeks.
Oh, your sense of direction is delightful. Well, there's not much to tell, but I'm going to be on my way, so have fun getting lost. And I'm going to go and drag the deer, elk. I don't remember what I killed.
One of those.
One of those?
I think it was an elk. Was it
Was it an elk? Okay. I'll drag it. And I'll keep looking over my shoulder every once in a while watching him.
What did you say?
Help with that.
Wait, what? Say that again?
Do you need some help with that?
No, I'm perfectly capable, thank you. It's not my first time killing something and dragging it back.
I'm sure you're fairly capable.
I am.
I could carry it for you.
You're awfully nice for a Kunari.
Well, Kunari aren't mean by nature.
You clearly have been away from your clan far too long then.
You clearly haven't been around the right kind of Kunari.
I suppose in my defense, not too many Canari around here. Although the last two I've come across recently have been complete arseholes, so not looking good so far.
Well, I can help you, but if you want, but I'm going to at least follow you back to your camp.
I'm sorry, why? Why are you following me?
I need to stock up on provisions at least.
Really?
Yes.
Fine, there's still merchants that are with us. If you do anything funny, though, you'll have an arrow in the back of your head like you were about to a minute ago.
I have no reason to make enemies right now.
We'll see. You can follow, but you keep your distance.
Would you prefer me to stay to your side or behind? Because
That's not enough distance. That's within my bubble. So behind me.
I'll gladly follow.
I'll go ahead and I'll go back to dragging it.
Okay. So while all of this is going on, the sun has begun to like get lower and lower off in the distance, and as it is, you can see a very like pinkish red hue illuminating the sky around the area where the red lyrium spire had earlier erupted through the ground in the day. This has begun to raise a bit of concern with the people in the wagon camp, but as they're going about talking to one another and kind of spreading rumors about what all of this means, the blacksmith has gone around and has begun rounding up everybody into almost the center of the camp as he was making an announcement that Estia had something she wanted to bring up to everyone.
So I see this as we walk up.
No, you are still, this is going on while you're out hunting.
Got it.
So
Okay.
Magnus, while you are at the camp, you hear this. You like he even stops by. He's like, "Yeah, short-haired mage that's with you, kind of on the sassy side, said she wanted to get everyone together."
Why?
Said she had something to tell everyone. Something about the spire, I think, or it was about food. I wasn't really paying attention. I was hammering something
About
out.
the tower should be good to hear.
Or it's food. Don't quote me on it.
Those are two very different things. One concerns me, one intrigues me. Fine. And before, hold on. Where did Valentin say anything before she went off hunting?
Maybe. I don't remember.
You said she said she was going hunting. She didn't give any specifics as to where. She said she was going hunting.
Yeah, I'm sure I said something like, "Hey, keep an eye on the mage, cause she cray cray."
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's probably it. If I said anything else, I don't remember.
Well, if I know that she's out hunting, I'm going to go wait at the edge of the camp for her return before we go anywhere.
So so you're heading out while to try to find her.
I'm still heading to the outer ring of the caravans just before we. I mean, if it's food, great. If she has something to say, I mean, there's nothing she can say that I don't already know.
Okay. So you begin to head out, and as you do, the blacksmith comes to Estia and he's like, "Told everyone what you wanted to know, or what you wanted to say. They'll be there."
I'm sorry, did you say you told everyone
Yeah,
that I wanted to speak to them?
that's what you wanted, right?
Nope, not at all. I said I wanted everyone to be rounded up and everyone to have a good time, and I wanted nothing to do with it.
Oh, that's what you said.
Yes, quite the opposite, isn't it?
Yeah, but see, it's kind of your fault. You told me this while I was hammering away at something. I normally don't pay attention when that happens.
That sounds like your fault, not my fault.
It was either pay attention to you or risk smashing my hands.
That can still be arranged. She walks away to the center of the group.
All right. So, Magnus, you get out about 15 minutes, and you can see Valantha dragging a large elk with Saran next to her, and then a Kunari walking about 10, 15 feet back from her.
She found another one.
Magnus.
Valentha, you said you were going out hunting. I don't think you hunting meant finding another Canary.
Well, I didn't think I was gonna find one either. He apparently is just a passerby and just wants to look for some goods so he can be on his merry way. He wouldn't drop the subject, so I thought might as well. I think he's lost.
Good.
Well, my sense of direction isn't the best, but lost might be a bit strong.
He's lost.
Does he know about the encroaching problem that we have?
Problem?
Don't know, don't care.
Apparently, Valentha wanted to speak to everyone. At least that's what I was told.
Oh.
Either that or something about food. They weren't very clear.
Oh. That problem.
Oh, no. This is a separate problem.
Oh, right.
This is
Wait.
one on the list.
Wait, she wants to talk to us.
That's what I was told.
That's weird because when I was spying on her, she wanted all of us to gather for a drink and have a party. But now she wants to have a speech? What is she playing at?
I mean, I'd be more concerned about the former. Why? Everyone have a good time? Did she hit her head on something?
Well, she's kind of been tapping on that red vein. You know what I mean?
Her lyrium addiction is a whole different problem.
Yes, well, I don't trust her. I mean, I didn't trust her either way, but even more so now. Because of whatever it is she's doing. She's crazy. And I'm pretty sure whatever she has in mind, we should keep a closer eye on her because I'm pretty sure it's some sort of ploy or distraction from whatever she has going on. So just...
She does have the subtlety of a rock through a window.
She does, and when she thinks she's hiding something, she's really not. She has a tone in her voice that really does... It's a tell.
She would not survive dwarven nobles.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure your people would cut her down pretty quickly. I'm assuming.
It sounds like you guys have an awful lot of problems. In case you're interested, I like to make problems go away, and I'll tap the short sword at my side, and I'll walk on past to the camp.
Keep an eye on that one, too. I don't know what's going on, but apparently he's no friend of...
How did you find a stray Kunari while you were out hunting?
Well, first of all, I was strictly hunting. I was doing my business. And apparently he found some discarded materials I think they were from our lost caravan, one of our lost wagons. I think. I mean, he keeps saying that he's trying to find supplies, so I'm going to. Let's be honest, I don't believe anybody, but I'm just gonna watch him and see what he does. He seems genuine, but who is these days?
Fair.
We'll just watch. If you want, I will watch him. If you want to watch the mage, or vice versa. But I feel like we need to have a pair of eyes on each right now.
Most likely a good idea.
Do you want to spin a coin to see who gets who, or do you just want to choose?
Whichever one does something stupid first is my problem.
Okay, so you should probably get the mage first. I'll watch the Canary.
It'll be the bathhouse all over again.
All right, let me go put this in a cart and I'll keep an eye on the Canary.
As the three of you make your way back to the wagon camp, Estia, you gather into the. You head to the center where you could see that a good portion of the inhabitants of the caravan have already gathered, grabbing the food from the barkeep and everything. As he's like pouring soup in a bowl and he sees you walking in, he gives you like a goofy thumbs up, thinking he helped you. Giving people also tankards of ale as they all find their seat around like the center of the caravan, where he has like he's found a small box and set it there for you to stand on, as he has your name written and it's spelled incorrectly.
Simpletons. She'll stand up on the box a little reluctantly, but also perhaps a little too proud to be standing in front of and addressing a crowd, having an audience before her. She kind of clears her throat and gets everyone's attention. Raises her hand.
It's like almost instantly, the moment you step foot on that box, the gathered group goes silent and all eyes turn towards you.
Good evening, everyone. I can't say I was prepared for a speech, but I'll do the best I can. A lot of you know me already, and for those that don't, my name is Esthea. I am, yes, a mage. I've been traveling with the other folks here to protect the caravan as we make our way to place. Denerim, that's where we're going. As we make our way to Denerim. Some things have transpired over the last few days that I feel has perhaps eroded some trust between us. I wanted to do what I can to repair that trust, and so I have worked with your tavern keep here, and through his generosity, we have supplied this meal and this ale for everyone here, and I just want you all to have a wonderful evening, despite all the trouble that has been following us as we journey to the east. I wanted to keep my name out of it. I just wanted everyone to have a good time, but the smith and the tavern keep here thought otherwise. How wonderful of them. So I hope you all have a nice evening and would allow me to sit at your tables with you throughout the night as we just enjoy each other's company. Thank you. She kind of bows and steps down.
Okay. And as the three of you are making your way into camp, you begin to hear like applauds and cheers coming from the center of the camp as like a small group of caravan members begin to play instruments and everybody begins to take seats at little makeshift tables and eat. And you could see, like, as you get into the center of town, you could, or in the center of the caravan, you could see Estia actually sitting with people.
Nope.
I do want to note, this is going to do nothing to help the suspicion. I'm eating and drinking water with everyone. I'm not drinking any alcohol.
Okay. But to them, it looks like you're, drinking ale with everyone else.
Yeah, I don't trust this. Nope. Don't drink the food, or don't drink the wine. Don't eat the food. Should we tell everyone else?
I don't even know where to begin.
Did anyone check to see if she poisoned anything?
I mean, they have no sense of precaution. I do not think they did.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go up to whoever's dispensing the drinks, and I'm going to inspect one of the drinks and check to see if I smell anything off, or if there's any weird substance.
Okay, you can give me a smelling roll.
I would like to use smell.
That is perception.
Okay.
What'd you get? Oh yeah, it smells like ale. Doesn't smell like anybody's tampered with it at all. It may smell a little bit sweeter, but it doesn't really smell like somebody's just dumped poison into it.
All right.
Do I see at this point Valentha going around smelling the ale?
Yeah, you see her. I mean, she's not really doing it in a stealthy manner, and she kind of stands out from the rest of the group.
I'm gonna wait until her gaze kind of goes over to where I'm sitting, and then I'm gonna wave her down, kind of wave her over to the table that I'm sitting at.
I very obviously roll my eyes and cautiously walk over to her.
Was the hunting trip successful?
Oh, yes. Yes, it was. I even
Wonderful.
found a friend.
Well, why don't you and your new friend join me at this table here? Have a drink, celebrate.
You know what? That would be a great idea, especially since he was a little lost in the woods. I'll bring him over and sit him right next to you.
Oh, perfect. I'll make room.
I'll walk over and find the canary.
She's totally hoping that we kill each other.
Oh,
One
she's
can
totally
only
hoping.
hope.
She's totally looking to cause problems here. Ross, when you walked into the caravan, where did you go? Were you going towards where everyone else was at, or are you doing a little surveying of the perimeter?
Funnily enough, I was actually right by the barkeep taking drinks as they came.
Oh yeah, and like the barkeeping Canary is just every time you've like downed one, he just refills the ale for you.
It's much larger than normal cup.
You have a pint.
It comes in pints? Go on.
So yeah, I'm just in there downing, enjoying, and listening to the goings on around me.
And you could hear some of the people in the wagon caravan mentioning how it's sort of surprising that Estia would make a speech like this, because she's always come off as sort of stuck up and thinking that she's better than everyone. So maybe that they've judged her wrong. Maybe, she's deserving of that second chance.
All an illusion.
But Valentha, you see Ross up near the where the food is being served, just helping himself to the ale.
Making yourself at home, I see.
Free ale, why not?
Did you buy your supplies?
I heard free ale.
Well, why don't you join us at a table then? I mean, it has been some time since I'm sure you've eaten anything as well. We do have food over there.
Sure, why not? And I'll grab enough drinks for everyone at the table and go sit down.
So you see Ross walking over to the table, kind of like balancing the drinks, like you would see the servers at Oktoberfest, just like all of them stacked up on top of one another. As he walks over and just places the mugs down on the table for everyone.
And in my head, as we walk over, I'm just like, wow, that was really easy, okay? Oh, Thea, I brought the friend. You can sit right here.
Oh, what? I'm sorry. This isn't the person you were referring to, is it?
Oh, yes, it was. See, she's very friendly. She wanted to meet you.
I'm sorry, you picked this one up in the woods somewhere.
By the way, have you that's right, you guys haven't met. Asthea, I'm sorry, I never caught your name.
Well, technically, I do not have a name. I go by
Of
Bersad.
course it doesn't.
Bersad?
Mm-hmm.
So that's your temporary name?
No, it would be equivalent to a title, a job.
Oh, right. Okay, so Bersad, this is Asthea. Asthea, this is Bersad. Bersad, did you know that this is so funny? You both think this is so funny. She's from Tevinter. Isn't that funny? She was so kind to throw this party for everybody. Isn't she just the sweetest?
I wasn't aware there would be more Kunari here.
There's a little bit of a snitch in my sideways smile, but nothing more than that.
You two have fun talking about blood magic and blood and killing people and all the fun
I just
stuff.
remembered I have other people that I need to go speak to. This is a party for everyone, and I did say I would sit at everyone's table.
You're
So.
being rude to our new guests, though. At least spend a couple minutes saying hi. You guys have
Hello, good day. And she gets up and leaves.
Are you sure we're not in Orlais right now?
No, because I would be serving everybody.
You got a point there.
A bad, okay?
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna walk up to Magnus and be like, so what the hell is she doing?
Magnus is standing there holding a mug of ale, just poking at it and everything, going, there's something wrong with it. I know it.
Yeah. I'm getting a bad feeling from all this. The drink, though I didn't test the food, the drinks are not poisoned, as far as I can tell. However, I want to say she's distracted or she's going to do something while this is all happening, or while we all pass out in a drunken stupor.
You're most likely not wrong.
I want to ditch her and kill her so bad, but I can't.
Ouch.
I could.
So,
She was-
on the note of people getting drunk and passing out, I am going to just kind of mingle throughout the night. But when it kind of approaches the point of people starting to get tipsy and any children that are around starting to get sleepy, I'm gonna wander over to the caravan carts.
Alrighty. So before we get into everybody getting tipsy and passing out here, let's go ahead and take our first break for the night. So give us about 5 minutes, guys. We're going to get up, stretch your legs, all that fun stuff. When we get back, we'll see what horrible fate lies in wait for the caravan members here as Thea starts making her way to the carts. And we are back. So,
Okay, bro.
Astia, as everyone is getting nice and tipsy and or sleepy, depending on if they're children or not, because we don't give children alcohol. You said you are making your way to the caravans themselves, or the wagons themselves, I should say.
I sure am.
Okay, so what are you doing when you start making your way to said wagons?
I am going straight to the apothecary wagon that I had scoped out a day or two before.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
I am going to enter said wagon.
And I'm shadowing her.
All right, so if you're shadowing her and you don't want to be seen, I'm going to need that stealth roll.
Oh no, I want to be seen.
Just walking right next to her.
Yeah, what you doing, buddy? Cunning?
Let me see. Is it cunning for stealth?
Yeah.
Dirty?
Quick references from set 3, first page of it, right at the bottom. It has all the focuses.
Stealth is dex. So 6. Okay, so Astia, you could give me a perception roll, which is just the perception focus.
Oh my god, I
Exact
bet you
same
both
number.
won. Or exact same number, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you two need to roll again because it's a tie.
But her modifier is so much higher than mine. Oh, Jesus Christ. Come on. I don't even think I can avoid that.
And I get a stunt.
Nope.
So as Valnetta, since this is a reroll, you don't get a stunt because it was just to determine who.
That's okay. There's nothing I could do that's a stunt anyway. It's more talking for the stunts, so it doesn't matter.
But you're able to stay within, the embrace of the shadows, keeping Astia from noticing you as Astia comes to the back of the door and finds it locked.
I can't remember if there was a window on the door side of this one or not.
There are a couple small windows, but nothing you can fit through.
Are any of the small windows unlocked? Like I could open them from the outside?
Not from the outside. They're the ones that you have to push inward.
Okay. In that case, let's see, what do I have on me? What kind of lock is on the door? Is it like a
It's just a simple door lock.
like deadbolt type of thing?
One that you would need a key for.
Could I? It might be thin enough to get in there. Could I use the claw tip of one of the fingers on my gauntlet to reach in there and try and jimmy the lock?
You could, but you're going to have some serious negatives on this.
That's okay.
Okay, so this, is there a lock picking on here? I believe there would be, right? Yeah, dexterity. It's going to be a dexterity roll, but with a -3.
Oh boy. -3 on top of my +0.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Ooh.
Okay.
So you stick your finger in there and you could just feel it like scratching the tip of the first tumbler, but that's about it.
If you had only made friends with a rogue.
I know, right?
How rowdy is the group getting now that they're all well into their drinks?
The music has turned into a bunch of very loud slurring, and those who are still up and about are kind of being a little louder than normal.
Okay. Can I try and force the door open?
Sure. How are you doing it?
if you would allow me to, I would like to try to get like a mini arcane lance right in the lock area there. Like similar to how I've overcharged the lances in the past, I want to try and undercharge it this time around just to break the lock.
So what is the normal target number for the lance?
It doesn't have a target number because it's just an attack roll.
Oh, okay. So go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, you got a stunt. You got 6 stunt points, so yeah, you'll be able to undercharge it. Yeah, that will definitely. You like make this little arcane lance and you shoot it into the lock itself, and you hear what kind of sounds like some sort of burning, as if like you've just melted the insides, as the door just comes slightly ajar.
Can I expend all of those stunt points in an effort to not make any visible damage on the outside of the lock from that attack?
Sure.
It's fine if the inside is damaged, but I just don't want it to look like somebody.
I'd say with 6 stunt points, you're easily able to do that.
Nice. Okay. So as soon as it's open and I can get in there, I am going to rummage around all of the alchemical ingredients and potions and herbs and just everything that's in here, looking for anything that's marked as some sort of poison or just anything that will kill someone.
Okay, go ahead and you can go ahead and give me a search roll for that.
That is under perception, right?
That is perception. Going about it, you don't see anything marked as poison. It just has the plant names or the liquid names on it.
Do I recognize any of the liquid names or plant names as something that might be a toxin of some sort?
You could give me a there's nature on here, right? Natural lore. Yeah, you could give me natural lore, which is a cunning focus.
I think I will just have to roll cunning for that because I only have arcane lore. So we'll go with the cunning. Yeah, not bad.
You do find one mixture of like a mixture that just says daggertooth extract.
Okay.
And you see that there are 4 vials.
4 vials. Okay. I am going to take the empty water skin from my bag and pour a little bit from each vial into my water skin. So I have a decent amount, but looking at the vials, it's hard to determine if any was actually taken from them.
Okay, I would say with that, you probably get 1 dose's worth.
Okay. That's all I need. So I'm going to get that, and I'm going to exit the apothecary cart. Take a quick glance around.
Now, before you say that, not Estia, Valenta, when she went inside, what did you do?
I watched her the whole time.
Okay, so you see her like pour something into the water skin and everything?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and what about as she starts to make her way out?
I keep hiding.
Okay.
And then as soon as she's gone, I'm going to carefully sneak inside and see what she got from that vial.
Okay. So what I'm gonna need is I'm gonna need a seeing check from you to see if you can actually tell which one she took. You did, of course.
Seeing is my specialty.
But as you exit Estia, where are you going?
So I'm going to exit the back of the cart, look around, make sure nobody's coming over this way, close the door, and then head over to the blacksmith's cart.
Okay. And so as you walk away, Valentha goes up into the cart itself. And you're able to see that she did take something from the daggertooth extract vials, but it doesn't look like any of them are significantly drained.
All right, I'm going to. Do I know any specific uses for this by chance? Like, what's the most common way this is used?
You can give me a natural lore.
Just a regular then.
Pretty good. You know that this can be used. It's normally used to poison the tips of arrows or the blades of daggers to cause sort of a slow burn effect. But if it's ingested, if too much of it is ingested, it could lead to death.
Okay. All right. I'm going to. Take it, and I'm going to search for anything else that is lethal in here.
Anything that's lethal?
Like poisons or just anything else.
All right, go ahead and give me another natural check or a natural knowledge check.
Okay. Because I'm basically like, if she's going after something like this, I want everything to be out of her reach. So I want to gather what I can. Oh, no.
Not with that. So pretty much the only thing that seems that could be used as a toxin by itself is just the dagger tooth extract.
Okay. I will quietly exit and make my way to Magnus.
All right. So while all this is going on, Magnus, what have you been doing? And what has Ross been doing?
Magnus hasn't eaten or drank anything that was provided by Esthea at this point. But I would have been going around and making sure no one was dying by surprise or anything like that, as well as occasionally looking out and towards the Red Lyrium Spire. Just trying to keep an eye out.
Okay. So you keep an eye out, and aside from like the random, like the every now and then little flicker of light coming from like the tip of the spire, nothing seems more out of place than it already is. You no longer see like the outline of the dragon on top of it, and from where you're sitting now, you don't see any of the outlines of like the horde that were surrounding the spire itself.
Okay. I have trust issues. Yeah, I've got nothing else I'm doing then. Just as I said, just making sure nothing creeps up on us mostly.
All right.
So while he's during one of those moments where he's looking at the Red Lyrium Tower, I'm gonna come up, drink in hand, say, "What is that? That was not there a few days ago."
Well, that is a story. It's a spire of Red Lyrium.
I could see that.
I'm just waiting for it to. Well, there was a dragon on top of it.
A dragon.
There is a horde of darkspawn somewhere out there towards that spire.
Are you saying there's another blight?
Haven't you heard?
I had not.
Right. So there's another blight.
Interesting.
And honestly, at this point, the way things have been going, I'm just waiting for the spire of Red Lyrium to explode and rain shards all over the landscape.
So, things have not been going well.
That's putting it lightly.
So when you said that you had problems, you really weren't joking.
No. That's one of the problems. The Darkspawn are another problem.
And the mage that you're traveling with as well.
That usually is the origin of all the problems. I'm assuming Valent is keeping an eye on her at the moment, though.
And you still travel with this one. Why?
Because it's still safer than having her with us than having her under the control of the dark, in the hands of the Darkspawn. At least this way, we know what kind of chaos is coming towards us.
I mean, just putting it out there, but you could always just put her in the ground too.
The thought had crossed my mind.
Zero trust mage.
And
Well-
Magnus is just sitting there glaring out at this spire at this point.
I'm gonna hand him a tankard.
I wouldn't drink that if I were you.
I've already drinking several pints.
Your funeral. Magnus just hands it back. It's like, no.
I feel like Ross would be like, like, well, I already started.
Not dead yet.
Yeah. If it's poison, I'm dead anyway. Might as well enjoy it.
So what brought you to this circumstance of problems?
Well, it started by being kidnapped out of my bed in the middle of the night.
Interesting.
And then sold, or going to be sold as attempted parts to a necromancer. And that was the start of our week.
Really?
Oh, I'm not making it up. That was the best part of the week. Month? I don't even know how long it's been.
Well, those of you living outside the Cune certainly seem to have your issues.
You have no idea.
Big
So,
bite of meat off the bone.
so while the two new friends are getting acquainted, talking about dragons and how everything is Esthea's fault, what is the problem child doing once she reaches the blacksmith's cart? As you come across, the door is wide open. You could see the flames of the forge inside, red hot, and the clinking of a hammer onto the anvil.
Oh shit, the blacksmith is there.
Yep.
Shit. I'm gonna just like wander in, pay him a visit. Not really announcing my presence, just kind of walking in on him, standing there until he acknowledges that I'm there.
Okay, and as you walk in, you can hear him drunkenly singing to himself as he's hitting the anvil. And you can see that there's nothing in the tongs that he's holding. He's just smacking the hammer against the anvil.
You working on something special there?
What? Uh, helmet girl. Where'd it go?
What are you looking for? Maybe I can help.
Sword for the king. Yes, yes. It was here a second ago.
Here. Let me help you look. And I'll start kind of looking around his area, looking for whatever he might be drinking, rather than some imaginary sword for a king.
You could see that there are a couple tankards of empty tankards of ale, just strewn about around the base of the anvil.
Are there any that still have stuff in them?
There's one that has like a little bit left inside of it.
Okay. Is he looking in the direction of that, or am I like looking over here, he's looking over here type of thing?
He's stumbling about.
Okay. I'm going to take that tankard, the one that has a little bit in it, and I'm going to pour the poison from my water skin into it. And once it's in there, I'm going to trip over something and catch myself and pretend to catch the tankard in the process. And like, oh, I'm so sorry. I nearly knocked over your drink. Here, you should finish this up before you lose it. I'll keep looking for that sword.
That's a good helper. You're the best apprentice I ever had. And he takes the mug.
Know.
He's like, you find that axe yet?
Still looking. I'm sure I'll find it soon. Just carry on.
All right. It's got to be to Vinter. 3 weeks something. He downs the drink, and he like gives a sour face. Like, got to tell him the ale's going bad.
I'm sorry, what was that you said about Tevinter?
What about Tevinter?
You said this axe or sword or whatever it is that you're making has to be in Tevinter in 3 weeks?
Did I?
Perhaps I'll just leave you to your work. You seem awfully busy, and I don't want to take up too much more of your time.
Yeah. Get some sleep. We have an early morning tomorrow.
Yes, of course. Just pretend I was never here. I'll come back tomorrow and we can talk.
Okay. Yeah.
Just kind of pat him on the shoulder as I leave and rejoin the rest of the caravan and drinking and eating. And I actually will drink and eat this time.
As like right as you get down to the bottom step of the cart, you just hear a clunk as it sounds like a body falls inside the cart.
And I just have a big grin on my face as I keep walking.
The next time someone says Valantha is a murder hobo, fuck y'all.
This wasn't a murder hobo thing. This was a planned assassination.
You're all horrible people.
Yeah.
All right. So, Astia, by the time you get out, like you're done searching the cart and everything, and you get out, you can see, Valantha, as you're searching the cart, as you walk out, you can see Astia walking back towards the center of camp.
Is she still smiling?
She seems to have a little bit of a spring in her step.
I'm gonna go investigate why she's so happy. So I'm just gonna go where I'm gonna wait for her to just completely walk by and sneak back to an area and kind of investigate like why she has this really creepy grin on her face.
Okay. So just like looking at her, you can't really tell. She's had that smile on her face all night.
All right. Now I'll just well, I'm investigating like where she came from.
Okay, for that you're going to have to give me. Is there tracking on here? There is. I know there's tracking because I've had you roll it before.
I think it's part of perception.
It is perception. So we've got 6, 9, 11, 14. Okay, so you're able to like pick up on her footsteps or her footsteps a little bit as they've like either imprinted in a little bit of the mud or like pushed away some of the grass. And it leads you to like another series of carts. But it's like in that point in time where you lose it because there's a lot of foot traffic going around.
I'm actually going to take the time and investigate each one.
Okay.
So, what kind of roll would I have to do for
Fox,
that?
did you close the door of the blacksmith cart? Or did you just leave it open?
I left it exactly as I found it.
Okay, so open. Noble artisan and craftsman just doing his job. Ugly cries.
Oh, there goes our blacksmith.
All right, so right now,
Yeah, no
or like
prejudice.
around where you're at, there are about 4 carts. 3 of them have closed doors, and the other one is the blacksmith's forge, which looks like he's currently working on something because the fires of the forge itself are lit and kind of emanating heat out of the inside of the iron cart where he's been doing most of his work.
And that's the only cart that doesn't have its doors open?
No,
Has its doors open?
that has its doors open, which you know is normal for him because if not,
Right.
he'd be cooking himself inside like a furnace.
Okay. I actually want to go talk to him and see if he's seen her.
Okay. So, and as you walk up, you can you see that he's like face down on the forge, but around him are like four or 5 empty tankards of ale. And from the dents on the anvil, it kind of looks like he's been hammering at nothing for the past like hour and a half.
I'm not metagaming, but I suspected the entire time that there was poison in the drinks anyway. And I'm going to investigate.
Okay.
So I'm going to check to make sure he's okay, and then inspect the drinks as well.
All right, you can go ahead and give me a medicine check. Is that on there?
Constitution?
Is it Constitution?
I would assume.
Rowing, stamina. So nope. Funny enough,
Healing.
drinking is healing.
Healing is under cunning.
Okay, yeah, you can.
I think that's the closest.
Yeah, we'll do healing.
Fox, what was this list you speak of?
It's
3, 6,
on
9, 11.
the reference sheet from set 3.
Okay, so as you kneel down to check him out, you kind of nudge him a little bit, and he's like, axe, just like muttering to himself. But it sounds to you, it looks like he's passed out a drunken stupor.
All right, so I'm just gonna kind of look around, investigate the cart, see if there's anything else. And I actually want to investigate. I want to try, because it wasn't on her person from the last episode, I want to see, using this opportunity, to go into all 4 of the carts and look for the helmet.
Okay.
Because I was trying to find that on her last episode.
Which I should probably tell you, Rojan, which cart that is on.
Yeah, you
Oh,
should probably
dang.
tell
Oh,
me
now
that.
I know. I just roll each one. It's not here. She buried it in the wood. Would this be a searching?
It would be a search roll.
Okay. So while I'm here, going to investigate this cart.
Okay. Give me a second.
That's a lot of 3s.
Okay. I'm just gonna do this as a collective. You search the 4 carts around you, and you don't find the helmet.
Does one of these carts count as the main cart we were in? The head cart?
No, none of these are Mason's cart.
how many cards do we have altogether, minus the one we lost?
Minus the one you lost, you now have 11.
Shit. All right. Well, I'm committing, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna investigate the other ones. Being very suspicious of this area regardless, but I don't see anything amiss. So.
Okay, so go ahead. You can give me another search roll.
Oh, come on, 3.
All right, now give me a D4.
Sure.
Okay. So you're searching for 3 hours.
Okay.
You're doing like a full CSI, going in and out of all of them, trying to see if you can find them anywhere.
I'm checking hidden compartments and behind curtains and everything.
While all of this is going on, both Magnus and Ross see Astia walking back into the center of camp, almost skipping in joy as she sits down at a table with some people and has food. And begins to drink and converse with people.
One moment. I have something I need to take care of, apparently.
I'll be right here.
And I casually walk over to where Asthea is sitting.
Okay. Hey Ross, how many drinks have you said you would you say you've had so far?
Now remember, I'm a big boy.
Yeah.
But probably 6 or 7.
All right. Can you go ahead and give me a Constitution focus roll? Drinking, if you have it.
I do not have drinking,
All right.
but I'll give you.
So it's just the roll, you just don't have the focus.
All right, you're still good.
Ooh, okay.
Damn.
You got a little bit of a buzz going on, but nothing you can't handle.
Sweet.
Oh, God.
It's because I'm eating while I'm drinking. That's tricky. Eat while you drink.
Got to balance it.
Yeah.
So Magnus, you make your way over to Astia.
How far away are they?
Not too far. I'd probably say they're at like the first table from you
I
guys.
would like to try to listen in
Okay.
somewhat.
Alrighty. Magnus.
I walk up behind Asthea and just put my hand on her shoulder.
Kind of interrupts the conversation she was having with random caravan person number 3. Oh, Magnus, well, why don't you take a seat? Join us.
Actually, if you folks will excuse me, and I literally just start dragging her off her chair backwards.
Bye, I guess.
Give me a second here.
Okay.
Give me a second here.
Steve is very, very familiar with the unceremonious dragging.
Okay, so
Yeah.
like you drag her away as like a couple of people actually try to lurch forward, try to grabbing her feet, but as drunk as they are, they completely miss her, and they kind of just like give an aw as Astia is dragged away.
Can I help you, Magnus?
I just keep dragging until I'm on the other side of one of the carts.
I'll kind of scurry along so I'm not just being dragged along. Attempting to have at least, some shred of dignity here.
What did you do?
What do you mean? I set up a nice dinner and drinks for everyone.
You're far too happy. What did you do?
It's just a lovely evening, Magnus.
Where's Valentha?
That's a good question. Where is Valentha? Why don't we go search for her? We can all sit down together with the new
No.
friend and have some drinks together. We all need to start building that trust between us.
I
That's
look
the
over
first
and I
step,
haven't
isn't it?
gotten his name yet. Kanari.
Yes,
Hold her. I'll be back.
gladly.
What is your name, Kunari?
My name is Barisad, but as you guys don't typically like to call people by titles or jobs, you may call me Ross.
Sure. We should go follow my friend over there. You want to get to know this group, don't you? Unless you plan on going after the Blight all alone. I certainly won't stop you.
Could be fun. But for now,
Let's
by the
go
nape of the neck.
join him.
You're just leading her by the neck.
Yeah, nape of the neck.
All right. So some time passes, and Magnus, you finally find Valantha after a bit of searching, as she's climbing out from underneath the alchemist, the alchemist's cart with something tucked under her arm as she does.
Valantha, why are you under there, and what do you have with you?
Insurance. Just say you'll thank me later.
And like
It might be sooner rather than later.
Ross, at that time, Ross and Valantha, or Ross and Astia, come up.
Well, by the way, while he was saying that, when I'm saying insurance, I'm like tucking it into my bag.
Okay.
She did something.
How big is your bag, by the way?
It's a backpack. So backpack size, Jansport. I'm thinking more Jansport.
Okay, the helmet will not fit in that.
Really?
Yeah, the helmet will not fit in the bag.
Didn't fit in my bag either. Also, it is important to note that that helmet has a lock on it, and the lock is currently closed, and the key was not with the helmet.
Darling, have you seen me pick a lock before?
I'm just putting that out there.
I know.
It could be really bad.
Okay, if that's the case, backing up a little bit and let me know if I'm allowed to do this or not. Did I find it right smack in that moment when he walked over?
I would say yeah. Around the time you found it, you began to crawl out from underneath the cart is when Magnus not really found you, but almost stepped on you.
Okay. If that's the case, I could probably see visually how large this thing is and how it probably will not fit in my backpack. So I'm going to actually put it back and make a note that this is the cart and this is where it's located.
Alrighty.
The point was for me to hide it, but if I can't really hide it, then it's going to be way too obvious. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back for now. Oh, hi. What's you two doing there? Oh, you guys are becoming friends. Isn't that nice?
No, I just don't trust her. What did she
Oh, the
do?
dwarf asked me to carry your things.
He's so good at listening. It's weird.
Yes, he's like a lap dog, isn't he?
You don't get to
Um,
see until I figure out what you did.
Yeah, what did you do?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, that's such an innocent tone.
Set up such a wonderful evening for everybody, and you're over here in the darkness by the cart accusing me of something?
Oh. Have you ever done anything nice out of the kindness of your heart?
Once before.
Probably not for us.
Oh, we haven't known each other that long, have we?
No, we haven't.
You should get to know me. I'm quite a nice person.
Pretty sure I know you very well without actually talking to you. What were you doing all sneaking off? You left the party all of a sudden.
Oh, I did, yes. Well, one has to relieve themselves, don't they?
Oh my goodness. Well, you must have had to poop because that was a very long time.
We all do it.
Right. Too much ale, maybe.
it's more the food than anything else. I'm not used to eating on the road like this.
Yet we've been doing it for a week. It's too bad your stomach can't seem to handle it anymore. I hope it repairs very shortly.
Oh,
We
I'm
don't
sure
want
it'll
you
be
having
fine.
stomach aches along the way.
I'm sure everything will be fine now.
Mm-hmm. So, are you going to slit some throats when everyone passes out? I'd love to hear the details.
Well, I had no intention of doing such a thing, but if there's somebody in the group that deserves it, feel free to point them out.
Do you think someone deserves it?
I don't think so, no.
I just kind of look over at the Canary.
Well, he's not really with the group, is he?
No, but I would just hold on to her. You're very strong. And you listen really well. Maybe we should keep him around and kind of be on mage duty.
They're strong and they listen well. They're not very intelligent to think for themselves, are they?
Oh, he's smart enough to know you're dangerous.
No, he listens to instruction.
Rip Titans.
It's not the first time I've been in this position, Brute.
Oh, no. He knows all about the large volume of problems that you have caused.
A lot.
It's all a matter of perspective.
My perspective sees a giant spire of lyrium.
Well, that was
If
unexpected.
you want to do it.
If you're done accusing me of things, I'd quite like to get back to the group and have at least one or two more drinks before the night is over.
Yeah. You know what? It's probably fair to let you do that. Because now I'm pretty sure you're going to be on timeout for a while.
For what, may I ask?
Oh, I don't know. Something to do with red lyrium, not listening, sneaking off, distrustworthy, being a mage, being you. Pick one.
So you make a habit of prosecuting people without proof of anything, do you? Can't say I'm surprised.
You've given me many reasons not to trust you.
Oh, I didn't say anything about trust, dear.
Oh, well, I've seen what you're capable of doing too, and it's making things worse. And I kind of gesture over to the spire.
A happy accident.
Oh, yes, so is Jimmy and the Blight and your obsession with red lyrium. It's all
Are you
all
still blaming me for Jimmy? Even though he was
Yes.
dead by the time I got to him. I seem to remember an arrow sticking right through his chest.
Followed by one of your lances.
Yes, well, I just spared him a slow and painful death, didn't I?
I've seen you heal once. You are capable.
Oh, I am. For those that deserve it.
Of course. Well, like I said, you're on a short leash now.
Right, so nothing's changed then. I'll be making my way back to the group. Have a good night.
If it helps at all, for a small amount of time, we're making progress.
Not sure that means much coming from you.
Have fun.
Good night then. You can release me, Brute.
I'll let her go with a little push.
Just kind of wanders back to the village people.
The village people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can't let her out of our sight ever.
Oh, I have no idea what she did.
I might have an idea, but I need to talk to you in private. So I look over at Ross.
Fair enough.
Keep an eye on
anyways.
keep an eye on the mage for us. I don't trust her as far as I can throw her.
I do hope there's something in it for me after all this.
You may get to kill a mage, and you'll get out of the woods if you stick with us.
Well, it seems like I'd be going from one woods to another.
But you wouldn't.
There's food and drink
Be alone?
involved.
Oh, there you go.
Drink, you say?
Yes.
All right. So I walk off and make sure to grab plenty of food and drink along the way. Just keep tabs on Asthea.
Right. So our little mage friend is starting to get into some trouble.
What did
And
she do?
she tampered with this a little bit, and I pull out the vial of the dragon. So, do you know what this is?
No.
Well, let's just say don't ingest it. You may not live long.
Is there more? I mean, it doesn't look like there's enough there to poison more than 1 or 2 people.
Well, no. However, a few drops of this on a blade could hurt quite a bit. However, if you ingest a good amount of this, just this right here, could kill a person. Not much for really more than 1, maybe 2 if you're lucky. Maybe 3rd if you get a child in there, but
Well,
1.
Everyone seems to be all right so far.
Yes, but she was scurrying around, and I don't know if she's planning this to kill us or someone else, but I'm not sure who. But, and I think it is right to tell you in case something happens, that over there is where she's hiding that helmet that suppresses her magic. It's in a hidden compartment underneath. Now, it's locked. The lock on the mask itself. So I could pick it at least and leave it there if we want. That way, if something should happen, you can quickly grab it. Or we can do that another time.
I mean, can we even open it without the key? I don't
I'm
know
not
if it would have
sure.
been, I don't know if it was magically sealed or if the key is some sort of trigger for the runes activating.
She may
Now,
have.
here's a question. Were the runes active on it?
Were they?
The runes were not active because it isn't locked onto somebody at the moment.
She may have the key on her person. I searched the other carts and I couldn't find it. I was very thorough. Couldn't find it, so it must be on her person, but I could give it a shot real quick and see if I can open it without the key.
That might be a good idea.
Okay. Keep a lookout then. I'll go ahead and I'll sneak on under and try to unlock the lock.
All access. Thank you for that 2-month resub. Okay, which one are you trying to unlock?
I'm trying to unlock the mask.
Okay, so before we get to unlocking the mask, let's go ahead and take our second break for tonight. If you guys are just tuning in, this is our Dragon Age campaign of Blood on the Grey. This is not the only show that we do here on Behold Roleplay. We currently have 4 shows a week. I almost said a night. Monday nights is Ravenloft Calls, which is a brand new Ravenloft campaign that Impius is running and putting 4 brand new D&D players through. No, I should say 5 brand new D&D players through the hell that is the Abode of Strahd. On Tuesday nights, we have Gibbering Mouthers, which is a 5th edition D&D campaign that I DM using the core rulebooks and the Midgard books. Tonight, here you have Blood on the Grey, which is our Dragon Age campaign. And on Sunday is our Dragon Heist campaign of Waist High and Waterdeep. But stick with us, guys. Like I said, we're going to get up, stretch your legs, and all that fun stuff. We should be back in about 5 minutes. Okay, we're back.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
Sorry about that. Something for work popped up. I had to take care of it real quick. So,
Cool, man.
you are attempting to pick a lock of a certain helmet.
Why, yes. Yes, I was, sir.
Yes, you were. Okay. Is that a dexterity check? Yep, I'm gonna need a dexterity check from you. A dexterity focus roll, I should say. So 3, 7, 9, 13. Okay. Well, you don't hurt yourself, I can say that.
Okay, that's good.
But as you're in there trying to pick the lock, you see the inside of the lock flash as it just melts your pick set.
Well, funny thing about magic. Apparently that key is special to open this up.
Of course it is.
Yeah. So,
What you're telling me is we might need to get that information out of Asthea.
probably, yes. Do we want to let her know we're on to her, though? I mean, the whole point is for us to put this on her and just kind of gag her with it.
I'm still curious what she did. She is far too cheery for just have been hiding a mask that she already had in her possession.
Yep. No, I agree. She's up to something, and I'm very unsettled by this poison, so I don't know if we want to show all of our cards to her yet. But if she does have the key, maybe we should see what she does when she panics and doesn't see it here. She's distracted right now. You can keep an eye out, and I can go hide this somewhere else.
Stash it elsewhere where she won't find it.
Mm-hmm. It's
I like
quite
that.
large, so
Hide it well.
I know exactly where I'm going to hide it. Keep an eye out for me, please. And I'm gonna go find the cart with all the chantry people. The one place she'd never look.
Or doesn't want to look. One of
Or
the
doesn't
two.
want to look. So I'm gonna find that cart, and I'm gonna find some sneaky place to stash it where it can't be disturbed. And
Time to murder the chantry. Okay, there, Anders.
I'm not going to explode anything, though.
I will.
It's
That's
cool.
just
I know
reasonable.
you will. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and hide it there, and then once I'm done, I'm gonna come out and kind of give him.
All right.
You
Can
okay?
you give me a stealth roll on that? Because I want to see how well you hide this.
Oh Jeebus.
Oh Lord.
Stealth is dexterity.
Yep.
Better you than me.
Okay. So you stash it away somewhere in the chantry cart.
Okay. Now I'll come back out and walk out with Magnus as if nothing happened. What's our new Canary friend doing?
Keeping an eye on Asthea for now.
Do we
I don't-
want him to stick around and keep an eye on her?
Well, I did tell him about the blight and such. I mean, he should best be prepared.
True. Well, we did bribe him with food and ale, although I'm pretty sure it was the ale.
I mean, if that's all it takes, I'm okay with this. And one more set of eyes on Asthea cannot hurt.
It's extremely true. All right. Well, I suppose before more damage is done, we should usher everyone inside so we can get up at a decent time and get ahead, because pretty sure we're going to be taking very short breaks day and night from now on until we get ahead of this horde.
I don't suppose you saw any sign of the horde while you were out hunting earlier.
Did I?
Not really.
Okay. No, but that doesn't mean that they aren't, well, I shouldn't say hiding because they're not really stealthy, but that doesn't mean that they're not over the horizon or beneath us, as I'm sure they are somewhere. But it still makes me very nervous that we have a visual on that. I'm very uncomfortable. But if you want, I think we should trade off on guard duty and keep an eye out just in case we need to make a run for it, in case they get the jump on us.
It's most likely a very good idea.
If you'd like, I could take first watch.
Yeah.
All right. Let's start getting all these people in then, before she goes kill someone.
All right. So you all taking a rest for the night, or is there anything anyone else wants to do?
Phase 2.
0.5.
I'm gonna hang around and help usher people back to their carts and stuff. But I will stay with whoever else is there to help clean up all the mess afterwards. Just tidy up so we don't have to do it in the morning.
There's not
I
much.
assume-
There's not anybody cleaning up. Everybody's either making their way back or passed out drunk on the grass.
Okay, I guess I'm cleaning up by myself then. I assume there's probably like a fire nearby that was used for cooking the food and everything.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a small
So-
there's a small cooking fire by one of the by the bartender's wagon. It's got
As
the little cooking spit and everything over it.
Okay. As I'm cleaning up, I'm just going to toss the garbage into the fire, burn it instead of collecting it anywhere. But with the garbage that I'm tossing into the fire, I'm going to throw my water skin in the fire.
Okay.
And I'm going to crumple up the plans that the blacksmith gave me for that helmet and throw that in the fire as well. I'm going to stay there until both of those items burn away.
What else did you throw in there?
The plans that the blacksmith gave me that he tore out of his book when I questioned him about it. Yeah. So those are going in the fire as well as my water skin. I'm going to stay there until those two items burn away. Then I'm going to continue cleaning up. And once the cleaning up is done, I'm just going to go to bed.
All right. Ross, anything?
Just eat, drink my fill, and find a place to lie down.
Alrighty. Magnus, Valentha?
I'm keeping watch.
Okay. So, while watch is happening, Valentha, you begin to like kind of sort of doze off as your elf guide appears in front of you. Troubling times are going to be upon you soon, due to the actions or lack thereof of some you may have known. It is important that you keep the Blood Mage alive. You will need her into Winter.
To Winter? We have to go to Winter.
If you seek the wardens, then yes. You will need to go through to Winter to get to them.
Are we going in the wrong direction then?
You are going in the set direction. Continue on the path, all will become clear. But make sure she is alive.
She's making it extremely difficult. I'm trying, but every time I try, it's just 2 steps back.
She is to Winter, of course. It's difficult. But she is in a key role to ensuring what needs to happen happens.
I will do my best then. I will not fail you.
See that you don't, because failing me means you fail everyone.
Yes, of course.
And as he says that, he just fades out of existence once again. And like you kind of snap to, like looking around, kind of having like that weariness of that you have when you snap out of just like barely dozing off.
Okay. New plan. We need a new plan. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just kind of thinking to myself while keeping a lookout.
Okay. Now, Magnus, you went to sleep, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Dogs. All right, so the morning comes. Everyone wakes up from the rest. A lot of people wake up a little earlier than normal. A lot of them have hangovers from the previous night.
Yep.
And everything seems to be fine. Everyone starts to pick up whatever is still laying about. They're kind of amazed that whatever was left over from last night has already been taken care of. I'm not really sure who to thank, as nobody remembers who did it. And as everybody begins to begins to load up their carts and everything, get everything to move, there's a scream that comes from the direction of the blacksmith's cart.
I run instantly towards it.
All right, what about the rest of you?
Pretending to still be asleep.
You're muted.
Donovan, I go looking for Astia the moment I hear the scream.
Okay. What about Ross?
Am I one of the hungover people?
No, you held your own pretty well.
All right. Then I would have woken up at the scream, probably somewhat alertish like, and tried to just figure out what's going on.
All right. So when Valentha and Ross arrive at the scene, you can see the blacksmith's apprentice with her shoulder buried into the robes of one of the chantry members as she's crying, as another one walks out from the blacksmith's cart with a very solemn look on his face as he just shakes his head.
What's happened?
It seems our poor blacksmith drunk himself to death last night.
Really?
Yes, we found, well, his apprentice just stumbled upon his body this morning, and judging from the looks of the forge and the amount of cups around his person, it's safe to assume that he had one too many ales last night.
How many drinks were around him?
From what we counted inside of his carts, about 4 or 5. But there's no telling how much he had during the festivities beforehand.
Well, what did you do with his mugs?
We haven't touched them. I simply walked in to examine the body to confirm that he was dead.
Don't touch them.
I wasn't planning on it? Why?
Good. And I'm just gonna rush past them and
Miss, you cannot go in there. The body must first be consecrated.
don't care.
And as like you walk in, you hear a bit of audible gasps coming from some of the people.
Yeah.
As you pretty much like now are beginning to desecrate a body.
I ain't touching it. It's cool. But yeah. Okay. So I'm going to inspect the mugs and see if I smell anything. If they're, I kind of want to, if I can, scrape the edges and just take a little taste.
All right. Before we do that, Ross, what are you doing when you get there? You got there around the same time Valentha did. You heard the same thing about the body being discovered and him drinking himself to death.
To be perfectly honest, I have no idea what I would be doing because I didn't know the blacksmith. I barely know these guys. So, guess probably just try to find out more information. Do I notice the apprentice?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll walk up to the apprentice. I'm sorry for your loss. What exactly happened to you?
As she looks up at and you can't really tell what she's saying because she's a bumbling mess at the moment. Like she mutters something to you and just like buries her face back into the chantry member's shoulder.
I'll shift my gaze up to the chantry member.
And he just like shakes his head like, I have no idea. He's like, from what my brother has seen, he says that it's possible the blacksmith drunk himself to death.
artisan cut down.
Indeed, he was a master at his work.
Pity. What a waste.
The caravan is weaker without him. We now no longer have someone to craft or to repair any of the wagon wheels if they are damaged until his apprentice here regains her composure.
What?
What do you mean, what? The blacksmith was our handyman.
Go back to inspecting. She is very upset.
Okay. So you can go ahead and give me a so you said you're like tasting like the inside of the cups or anything?
I want to smell it and to see if it's the God, I already forgot the name, the dragon root thing. And then just like taste it.
Okay.
And see if it doesn't taste like ale.
Go ahead and give me a smelling test, which is perception.
Oh God.
Okay, so you do find one cup that both smells and tastes like sour ale, but it's nothing off-putting. It's just like this specific cup of ale that he had probably went bad.
What do I taste?
It's a very sour taste.
Kanari, can you get in here, please?
I'll make my way in.
You had a lot of ale last night, yes?
Oh, yes.
Did I?
Take a little taste of this. Does it taste like anything you had last night?
No. I'll see what I can discern from it.
Go ahead and give me a smelling roll, which is perception.
Smelling roll.
It smells like bad ale. Either bad ale or something, or it was just a bad mixture.
Smells like the dregs. But no, I wouldn't have drank it.
Something doesn't feel right here.
And to see, as you're saying, or Valentha, as you're saying that, your stomach turns a little.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay?
Do we have any more of that ale?
Of this ale?
It's the ale we had last night.
I don't
Anyone
know.
here? Do we have any ale from last night?
You need ale?
Give me a little bit. The same we used last night.
Sure, let me run over to the innkeeper's caravan.
Right.
Like, it takes about 2-3 minutes. And he comes back with like a full goblet of ale. He hands it to you.
Thank you. I'll be back. And I'm gonna go over and kind of find a private spot. And I'm going to put just a little bit, just a touch of the poison in the mug and see if it tastes sour mixed with the ale. So because it's such a large thing of ale and such a small amount I want to take, I actually want to dump some of it out so it doesn't get diluted in the ale. So
how much are you keeping in there?
I'm probably going to keep about like a couple shots.
Okay.
Worth.
All right, and you put the little drop inside of it?
Mm-hmm. then I'm going to take a sip.
All right, there's no sour taste to it.
I'm going to dump even more out until there's just a little bit and do the same thing.
Okay. You do it again. Doesn't really taste any different. Though, like, your stomach is now turned, like really just giving you problems.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like somebody's, like, just stabbing you in the stomach at the moment.
I'm going to do that thing where I know something's wrong, but I'm just like, and I'm just stiffing up, trying not to move. And I'm going to hang on to the mug.
Okay.
And wait for it to dry out and see if a smell comes from it later.
Alrighty. So while all this is going on, Magnus, you find yourself going to the cart that Estia has been sleeping in for the past couple days. And as usual, she is still inside sleeping.
That's really, really nice. There's going to be dragging involved in this. I can feel it.
Now, Estia, did you lock your door?
Oh,
Nope.
That was your first mistake.
So dwarven lockpicking doesn't have to come into play here. AKA just kicking the door down.
That was what you would have gotten.
door's unlocked, man. I got nothing to hide.
That's dwarven lockpicking.
It is.
Kicking down the door.
All right. Well, open the door, grab Esthea, and drag her towards where I heard the screaming from.
All right. So Estia, you're like pulled out of a nice dream as your butt just thuds onto the floor off of that like comfy Orlesian bed that is in Americ's cart, and you like thud a couple times down the steps, and then you're being dragged through the dirt.
As soon as I'm pulled out of the bed, I will resist the dragging, kicking and screaming because I'm just in my underclothes, man.
All right.
We're not going through this again.
You can have a strength competition then.
Where's my strength? Oh god, why is my strength so bad?
Because you're a wizard.
Because you're a mage.
9, 11, 5, 8, 9,
Close, but not
13.
quite.
So you're putting up some resistance, and like you get a couple kicks into Magnus's arm, but he's able to hold on as he just continues to drag you.
Magnus, what is the meaning of this? Put me down now.
Don't know what you've done, but being woken up to a woman
Stop dragging me.
not.
I didn't hear anyone screaming. I was asleep.
Well, that would be the whole reason you're sleeping, so you don't hear things. However, we're going to go see what happened.
I'm gonna yell and scream and make a scene so that everyone sees Magnus dragging poor, helpless, half-naked Esthea
Is
across
this like
the ground.
2-year-old throwing a tantrum
And-
kind of scene?
and
Kind
like
of deal?
Pretty much.
Your commotion kind of catches a couple eyes. People like sort of stop Magnus. Like, what are you doing to Esthea?
I just turn and glare at them.
Is like a couple of them like bend forward to like try to help her up onto her feet. There is no
And
need
I
to treat
look-
a lady like this.
I look as panicked and scared as I possibly can.
Deer in the
She gets
headlights.
treated like a lady when she starts acting like one.
But obviously you can let her walk on her own 2 feet. There's no need to drag a lady in her undergarments through the dirt.
Well, there might be.
What have I done, Magnus? Please just talk to me.
I don't know what you've done yet, as I just keep walking.
I'm resisting the whole way,
I don't know, but you've done something.
looking at the village people with a very pleading expression as he drags me away.
So they're like keeping up behind you. Like anytime you're about to fall, they keep you up on your feet at least. And it just comes to the point to where you fall over and they just pick you up in their arms and just carry you. as he's dragging you by your other foot as
The
you're
people-
taken to the front of the blacksmith's cart.
The people that are carrying me, what are they wearing?
Just their basic clothing. Like they've been up for a little bit.
Are any of them wearing like a jacket or anything?
No, it's a warm day.
Need to cover myself, man.
You'll get diggity.
And one of the Chantry members looks over to you and is like, Sir Dwarf, is there any reason why you were dragging this poor woman out into the middle of this already sad scene in her undergarments?
She did something. I don't know what it is, but I'm assuming she's responsible.
What have I done? I was asleep. You just barge into my cart and drag me out of bed? What is the meaning of all of this?
As we reach the cart, is there any like a sheet or a cloak or anything nearby?
No.
Even inside the cart?
Oh no, not even inside the cart. It's a blacksmith's thing, or it's a blacksmith's cart. Though Ross is inside of it, kind of like looking inside the sour mug.
Oh no! When I heard somebody was in their undergarments, like
Oh, just peeked out.
Without letting go, I turn around to the caravan. Somebody get her a cloak to throw over her shoulders, at least.
Could have done that myself if you didn't drag me out of bed.
I'm not letting go. No.
Fine, I'll stop resisting. I'll stop kicking and screaming. Just tell me what the meaning of all of this is. We shouldn't be wasting our time standing around here and bickering with each other. We should be on the move.
Kanari, what's going on in there?
it would appear that the blacksmith has died.
Magnus's grip tightens a little bit.
I'm sorry, what?
The blacksmith has died.
How? Wasn't he at the celebration last night?
Apparently, holds up the mug.
Oh.
And where's Valentha? As I'm trying to peer in the cart.
Where is Valentha? She's been awfully sketchy the last couple days.
She ran off that way.
I'm not one to accuse people without evidence, but she has been sneaking off quite a bit lately.
Why would Valentha kill the blacksmith?
I'm
He
not
was
saying
going
she
to
did.
make us. We needed him. He was going to make us something.
Magnus, I'm not saying that she did. Clearly, the blacksmith has just drunk himself into a stupor, but she has been awfully sketchy lately, hasn't she? Scurrying off into the darkness by herself, hiding around these carts last night instead of joining in the celebration. I'm not saying she's done anything. I'm just
If you haven't noticed,
saying
that's
perhaps
what
we
she
shouldn't
does.
trust her.
I would be more concerned if she was doing things without being stealthy.
Well, it's the fact that she's doing anything. That's what's in question here.
Somebody find Valentha.
You mean the elf?
Yes.
Oh, I gave her a cup of ale just a little while ago, and she walked off. She looked like she needed a drink.
Wouldn't have taken her as a morning drinker, but to each their own.
Valentha doesn't normally.
By the way she was walking, I think her stomach was bugging her too. You know, maybe a little
Perhaps
hair of the dog.
Perhaps she did have too much to drink last night after all.
She didn't have anything to drink.
Well, I wouldn't know. She kept sneaking off, didn't she?
I love our banter so much.
I'm gonna point out that this mug smells awfully sour and ask if anybody had any sour ale last night.
The blacksmith, not the blacksmith, but the innkeeper hears you say this. He's like, "My good man, I sell no such thing. I
Well,
only
here,
have-"
you smell it.
He goes, "No, this ain't mine," or he's left that sitting there for like a couple weeks.
Haven't been on the road a couple weeks.
No, we haven't, but oh, that's bad. No, that isn't mine. You can try every cask that I have in my cart, and you will not find a sour one.
Why
That's-
would he drink
Is that
something
an offer?
not like that?
I had a few drinks last night as well, and I didn't taste anything off or anything sour. It all tasted fine to me.
I grabbed the mug from the innkeeper and hold it up to Astea's face.
Get that out of my face. What are you doing?
Nothing you drank smelt like this.
No. Everything I drank was perfectly fine.
See, and coming from a Tevinter, that means something.
He's right.
Ask
I
anyone
don't
around.
think I've heard a dwarf snarl.
Ask anyone around. I have never given anyone a cup of stale or sour mead. I pride myself on that.
I turned an accusing glare to absolutely everybody,
And
expecting a response.
and everybody looks around, and they're just all nodding in agreement. That they've never had it.
So there's no way this could have been sitting in his cart for weeks.
Baba Cab, thank you for the 2-month resub. Well, no, we haven't been on the road for 2 weeks.
Then how could have it gotten like this?
Well, has his cart been searched yet? Perhaps he had a stash of his own that went bad at some point.
You don't keep casks of ale in a blacksmithing cart.
Well, you don't do any blacksmithing when you're drunk either, but clearly he did.
I don't think he did anything involving blacksmithing.
So I know he was a bit of a heavy drinker, but no, I never sold him any casks. I wonder.
Saying he usually drank a lot and was fine.
Oh yes. I mean, there'd be times later on in the evening when he sort of blacked out, but the man could hold his own. Why, I think I've seen him put a cask away himself at times.
Now you're just making me wish that I had been drinking with him last night.
Oh,
Well, perhaps
he was definitely a good drinking buddy.
Perhaps we should just let the chantry do their job while we're on the move. We can't hang around here much longer.
You're right.
Tevinter's got a point. We got that, as he points over to like the spire, the spire, like right behind us, and we need to get going. Body ain't going anywhere.
I trust that the chantry will find the real cause of all of this.
Oh, it won't be the
They
chantry.
find that
It won't be the chantry.
Sorry, I'm not from here. I don't quite understand how your system works. But
No,
whoever it is,
The sheriff will find him.
well, I'm sure the sheriff will find whatever may have caused this, whether it was too much to drink or perhaps a bad batch that he's kept hidden away somewhere. But we should get moving.
And as you're saying that, Magnus, you feel a little tug at your hip. As
look
one
down.
of the human children is looking up at you. Like, have you been searching for the elf lady?
Yes, where is she?
She's over there a couple carts away. She looks like she's gonna be sick.
Right. I poke my head in the cart. Kanari, I'm sorry. I've been rude. What was your name?
Well, I go by Bersad, but you may call me Ross.
Ross, can you take Asthea back to her cart?
Sure. As I look at Asthea.
Kind of covers herself up a little more. Glares at you a little bit.
Did anyone ever grab her a cloak, by the way?
Nope.
So helpful.
Well, then when I say sure, I have a little bit bigger of a smile on my face.
And make sure she doesn't leave her cart.
All
Even
right.
if you have to lock her in it.
There will be no need for that. I will sit quietly in the cart as we move.
And I quickly rush off to go find Valenta.
I'll escort Asthea back.
Okay. And you escort Asthea back into like her the cart that she's been staying in, and when you look inside, it's just decorated in the most gaudy looking Orlesian fashion.
I never knew the inside of
It's not mine.
the bright.
It's not mine. Although some of it is not too bad. Now, if you don't mind, she steps into the cart and closes the door in your face.
And
Also, I wonder if the if that offer to test every cask was for real or not.
and Magnus, the little kid leads you over to where Valenta is like bracing herself up against one of the side of the carts, kind of like gritting her teeth, and you could see that there's a mug in her hands.
I put my hand on the head of the child, ruffle her hair.
Mhm.
Thank you very much, and send her off.
She just goes skipping off.
Valenta, it's too early to be drinking. I know the blacksmith is dead, but that is no reason to be drinking it back here.
Something's wrong. Something happened to the blacksmith. I'm sure of it.
Well, yes, he's dead.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure technically by drink, but not from over drinking.
Not from the sounds of it, no. It sounds like he could have drank a cask on his own.
Which is why it's suspicious that only a handful of mugs were in there.
And one that smells incredibly sour.
Yes. I think Asthea did something, though I have no proof yet. Oh,
Well, that was to be assumed.
I was trying to do my own testing and failed, and now I'm suffering the consequences.
All right, we need to get moving. So I kind of half pick up Valenta over one shoulder.
I may need to lay down for a bit. I didn't take
Yes.
enough to kill me, but I'm gonna have a hell of a time for a while.
Well, you can lay down in one of the carts.
Okay. Is anyone watching her?
Ross is.
Okay. All right, let's keep moving then. I'll go ahead and I'll just keep trying to keep the pain inside.
Okay. So I'm just gonna tell you now, like a good half your day is just gonna be constant misery.
Yep. Yep.
Like any movement, just like it has like the most horrible cramps running through your stomach.
Yep.
No,
I
it's
figured.
only worse when you hold it in. Let it out.
No.
Oh, that's just it. She can't let it out. There's nothing to let out.
Oh, that's even worse.
It's even worse.
And I'm going to, as we're leaving, make sure the doors on Asthea's cart are secured.
Secured how?
Well, they're not going to open when I'm done.
What do you do?
Do they open in or outwards?
They pull outwards.
They pull outwards. Is there any sort of bar system that can be put in?
Like on the front side? Like on the outside where you're at?
Yeah.
There isn't one set up just yet. There's like nothing for anything holding it.
I look around. I'm going hunting for a large knife and or dagger.
You can probably find one in the blacksmithing's cart.
Then I'm going to take that and I'm going to jam it in so the door can't open.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a strength roll on that.
Really? Really dice.
So it sticks in,
Damn it, dice.
and it looks like it's going to hold.
I look at it, wiggle it back and forth a little bit.
Like you do that a little bit, and it just falls out.
I hear him doing something out there.
You
at this
hear a
point.
very loud thud as he stabs the door.
And just kind of lean out of one of the windows in the cart and try and see what he's doing.
Oh, you can see what he's doing, yeah.
Going to take the knife one more time, line it up, and smack it with the back of the axe.
You need a hand there, Magnus.
No.
Okay.
Strength check. Oh, this time it goes dead into the door.
There we go.
That's more like it.
It's like it's knocked down to like the hilt and a little bit more in.
That'll do.
Is there now
Oh.
like just the tip of a dagger coming through the other side of the door?
Pretty much, yeah. There's just that little metal tip sticking out.
Are you good? Are you done?
For now.
So I'm trapped in here now, is that right?
Again, yes.
Okay. So what happens when you encounter trouble on the road up ahead?
We'll deal with it.
All right. I'll be in here reading a book then.
All right.
You never mind those rules.
We'll do.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I can ignore that.
You didn't see anything.
Those are some large numbers coming off there.
What? I don't understand.
There are two entrances to that cart, though, aren't there? There's the back door, and then there's the
If this is the cart with the Orlesian stuff, then yeah.
there's
one
to
up in the
enter.
front and one in the back.
You can technically get out if you needed to,
Yeah.
but I just know someone's sitting up there. You're just not walking up the back of it.
Yeah, I think it was Mason that usually sits on the front of this cart.
Yep, Mason is the one who drives it. So, as the day goes on, you guys begin to travel again. Mason kind of questions, wow, I forgot your name. I'm horrible. The other dwarf.
Yeah. Ross? Oh, Mason.
Yeah, Mason. Magnus. Yeah, he questions Magnus like,
Oh. The other dwarf.
did you really need to jam a dagger into the door? I mean, I know it's an Orlesian cart, but I could have sold it.
Well, I mean, it didn't devalue it any.
No, but I'm gonna have to replace the door now.
I have reasons. It's fine.
If you say so. So what's up with Valentha? She sounds like she's dying.
Not quite. Attempting to, but not quite.
I see. So it's just you today.
Apparently. And Ross, wherever he went to.
What cart did you put me in?
That is a very good question.
Did you put her in the cart with Estia?
No,
that would
I'm
be-
not
that-
that horrible.
That would be that would be the closest one for you to keep an eye on her.
No,
Cruel, man, you-
whatever the one probably second back from the front is.
Okay.
Far
I'll
enough
be-
that I can hop down and run over if need be.
From like the next cart back.
Yep.
Okay.
Hop
I'll
up,
be up
stand still.
towards ish the front, just walking alongside the carts.
At least you can keep up with the carts.
That's true.
So around midday, Valantha, like right as you're about to drift off to sleep, you're prodded awake.
Mm. What? What?
I hear you are one of the people who investigated the body.
Who's asking?
I am the one who asked the questions.
What? Who are you?
I am the sheriff.
We have a sheriff in the caravan?
Yes.
Oh.
And now the sheriff is asking you what is going on, because now
Oh.
there is a dead body and you were the first one to investigate it.
Yes, I assumed he was poisoned.
And what makes you think he was poisoned?
I saw a suspicious character snooping around. I have no proof, but
I
I
see.
had suspicions.
Now, it wouldn't have been the dagger tooth extracts that I have found on your person.
That is my exact suspicions.
I see.
I know what you're getting at, and I have nothing to hide, for I didn't do it. I took it away so no one else could be harmed by it. If you want to point the finger at someone, point it at the mage that just became everyone's friend overnight.
See, I've heard accusations against the mage, and I will question her, but your name came up first as you were to have first contact with the body.
Oh,
And you have the poison on you.
yes.
So you
Yes,
can
I do.
see why I'm what I'm getting at.
Yes. And again, I saw her take some of it out of the cart. I noticed what it was, didn't want her to get more of it. And then by the time I caught up with her, she walked away from the area, which was by the blacksmith, though I don't know if she directly went there, but then all of a sudden, he's dead. So my suspicions are pointed at hers, and when I tried to experiment on myself to see if that's what caused it because of the wretched smell, still suffering, by the way, thank you. Yeah. Still a work in progress.
Could it be that you were trying to kill yourself and mistook the poison?
Oh, I'm not that stupid.
So you experimented on yourself, trying
To
to
see if
determine
that's
if it was the right
cause.
poison.
See if I can match the smell that was in his cup.
I see.
Why would I kill him when he was not only working on an order for us, but he was incredibly useful as far as if we were in any danger, he would be the go-to. Why would I be stupid enough to kill him?
That question remains yet to be answered. But do not go anywhere. I doubt you could. But
If it helps, I have a reason why the mage might be out to get him.
and why is that?
We found out a few days ago that he created a mask that I don't think she's too fond of, that locks away her magic power. She was quite curious about it and kept questioning him.
Well, that will be a question that I have for her.
You go for it then.
do not die. Or if you are guilty, I do not want my execution of you to go to waste.
How kind of you.
All right, I think with that, we are going to take our final break for the night.
Bitch, I've been protecting you this whole time.
So, guys, stick with us. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break, and then we will be back with the last hour of Blood on the Gray to close the night out. But stick with us, guys. All right, we are back.
Oh, hey. What's up? What's going on?
Oh, hey.
What's up?
We're just talking about cheery subjects. Don't worry.
All cheery subjects. Yep. Time to
Okay.
drink.
So, as the cart begins to move along, Magnus, you begin to hear like somebody shaking the door of Estia's cart. And he looks up towards where you and Mason are driving. Like, Mason, your door has a dagger in it. Mason looks down at him and goes, yes, Sheriff, it does. Because of this one. Sir, why is there a dagger in the door? It is impeding official business. If you said something, you're muted.
For Thea's safety.
Womp womp. Take the safety off.
Is Estia the mage?
Last I checked.
I'm going to need to interview her.
Well, you're going to have to wait.
I cannot wait. You're going to have to open the door, or I'm going to have to break it down.
I'm not opening that door. Not from there. If you want to talk to her, you can come up here and go in through here.
Mason, stop the cart. And as soon as he says that, Mason stops the cart.
Do you want the Darkspawn to catch us? Because this is how it happens. You stopping the caravan.
You want
for
it?
any
It's
reason.
like it is.
As he walks over to one of the carts, he just takes like a firewood axe off the back of it, begins walking to the door. It's like, I am not concerned with Darkspawn, but of the murder of one of our townspeople. As he says that, he just begins hitting the door with the axe.
If he tried to grab an axe, I would have been taking that immediately. No, we're not opening that door from there. You can go in through here.
Through where?
I point to the opening behind me.
The back door.
Yes.
That's all you had to say. As he lets go of the axe and he just walks through the back door.
He tried, man. He tried.
That's what I told you to do. For an investigator, you sure don't listen well.
I was just gonna say, man doesn't listen.
And he walks in, and Estia, you see the human gentleman standing before you, dressed in what looks to be some sort of like, not really chantry clothes, but some sort of official looking uniform that would have been passed down from the chantry.
Estia just kind of looks up from the book that she's reading and taken from the stack of books that I'm sure is nearby. Can I help you with anything?
I sure as hope you can, miss. As he sits down, it's like, I am investigating the murder of our dearly departed blacksmith.
Murder?
Listen, we can move the cart now.
And as you say, the car just kicks back into gear. Yes, and your name came up as a suspect.
Yes. Was it perhaps Valentha and Magnus that put my name forward? I'd like to do that.
I have no insight as to who this Magnus character is, but I have interviewed
Or up front.
Valentha, as she is another suspect.
Well,
So
if you have questions, I'm happy to answer them.
yes. There was mention that there was a certain helmet made by this blacksmith that you did not like. Can you give me
yes.
insight into that?
The helmet, as I learned after it was locked upon me against my will, suppresses my connection to the magics of this world, essentially turns me into a tranquil. You can understand why I was none too pleased with that. I learned it was the blacksmith that made this particular helmet, and after talking with him about it, you can ask his apprentice, she was present, I ended up paying him in exchange for the helmet and his plans for the helmet. That's really where it ends. I have it hidden underneath the apothecary cart if you'd like to take a look.
Why did you hide it?
The companions I travel with, Valentha and Magnus, they threaten me on the regular with that helmet. So I figured keeping it away from them was in my best interest.
It is sad to see that the distrust of mages is still a thing that some people carry.
Ah, yes. Well, it's something we have to deal with on the daily. Hopefully, over time, it will get better.
You do have my pity in that case. I wish most others could see past these stigmas that were put down upon you by the Chantry.
Well, I appreciate your kind words and hope that in time more see it from your perspective.
Now, did you have any sort of negative interaction with this, with our blacksmith? Or any interaction aside from that? Because
I wouldn't say I've had any negative interaction with him. No, I mean, I was rather upset when I approached him about the helmet, but we resolved that. I paid him for it, and that was that. Seen him around over the last few days, but that's really it.
No,
I was going to go to him and have him repair my gauntlet, and she holds up the gauntlet that Valentha stabbed through when she was holding the red lyrium. But I suppose that will have to wait now.
Indeed, the dead cannot fix things.
No.
Now, Valentha said she saw you walking about the cart last night. Was there any reason that you would be in such an area?
Around the blacksmith's cart? No, I don't think so. I did walk the perimeter a few times last night, but I mean, I was kind of everywhere last night with the celebration and all.
And nowhere near the apothecary carts.
I may have passed by it when I was making my perimeter walk, but aside from that, I wasn't really going into any of the carts except at the end of the night when I turned in.
I see. There was an issue with the apothecary's cart. It seems that the lock was melted from the inside.
Melted?
And one of her vials of a dagger tooth extract, which I am told is a very potent poison, was taken away.
I'm sorry, I've never heard of that particular thing before. We don't, well, a bit of a cultural difference here. I have people under me in Tevinter that handle that sort of thing, so I don't have to
I'm
learn it myself.
I'm not making accusations.
Of course.
It's just the evidence that I'm collecting. Now, well, I don't want to say friend, as it seems you have had a bit of a trying time with her.
We have our differences.
Has Valentha ever shown any hostility towards the blacksmith?
Towards the blacksmith? No, as far as I can remember, she hasn't. But then the only time I've seen her interact with him was during that initial conversation. She was present for the deal with the helmet. But I can't say I've watched her that closely.
I am only asking because sometimes her kind is known for the implications of poison on their weaponry.
Well, I didn't want to say it myself, but you know.
I love Zoro's reaction here.
I was like, oh, I mean, it's so true in that rule book. Oh,
I mean, I totally do, but still.
Stereotype, sir.
So
well,
no negative interactions between either of them.
Again, not that I've seen, but I haven't really been watching either of them that closely. They could have had conversations that I'm not being privy to.
Has she had any negative interaction to anyone in the caravan? I mean, aside from you.
Well, I was just going to say, do I count as being in the caravan? Because I think she threatens my life on a daily basis. But
Well, that does change things. That she would.
well,
But I have to ask, why would you continue traveling with her? If she threatens your life on a daily basis.
well, she expressed interest before we joined this caravan here of traveling north, and well, I'm trying to get back home, which is to the north, so an extra pair of hands can't hurt as long as they don't actually try to kill me, which admittedly she hasn't, as far as I can tell, she hasn't tried to kill me, just threatened me with it countless times. And Magnus, although a bit rough around the edges, hasn't opposed me in any physical way yet. So, the group of them, the group of us, we, I don't want to say have an agreement, but we tolerate each other for the time being. It's the first time I've been this far south, and I'd rather not make that trek alone.
Well, I do not blame you. These lands are very dangerous. Now
As I've learned.
Now with a blight upon us.
Yes, it was quite unexpected, wasn't it?
Okay. Well, I have no more questions for you, but I don't think you'll be going anywhere with a knife in the door, but don't leave the
No.
caravan.
I'll be right here if you think of anything else, and come on by. And if you need to, I don't know, search my belongings or anything, my bag is on the floor over there in the corner. Feel free.
If you don't mind, may I? It's just just so that it's official that I did a search.
Go right ahead.
And he like looks through your bag and looks around and takes a couple things out, looks at them and puts them back in and closes it.
Doesn't really find anything interesting.
Nope.
There's a candle, a healer's kit, some money, some rations. That's about it.
Nothing that would point to you being the culprit.
Well, if you think of anything else, I'm here.
I will. Well, thank you for your time, miss, and I hope that your group's outlook on mages changes.
As do I. Well, good luck.
As he walks out and shuts the door behind him.
I go back to reading the book.
So while this questioning is going on, what are Magnus and Ross doing?
I'm still up with the front of the caravan, just walking alongside, trying to make sure things stay okay
Okay.
as far as travel goes.
And what about Magnus? You're muted again.
There we go. Keeping an eye out on the horizon, watching for any dark spawn, making sure Thea doesn't leave the cart. The usual.
As you're like looking on the horizon, thankfully it's a clear day. It seems that if there was any trouble about, it's not currently following you or in front of you. As you check in every now and then on Astia, she's just sitting in one of the high back chairs, just reading one of the books out of the large stack next to her. Doesn't look like she's made any attempt to leave.
Well, I mean, that's as long as she's not leaving and people aren't trying to pry the dagger out of the door again. We're fine.
All right. So the rest of the day goes by without a problem, aside from Valantha being in like a constant throes of pain that goes away and quickly comes back throughout the day. But as night begins to fall, the pain subsides. You're finally being able to move and stand on your own 2 feet again. And as the cart slows down, the caravan slows down and stops for the night, there is a small belt of a horn that goes out twice.
Recognize that sound.
And then the horn belts twice again. And it's coming from within the caravan.
Oh.
And then it belts twice more out in front of Valantha's cart.
It belched twice, thrice?
Yes. And the 2 of you who are outside, not locked in your rooms, can see that there's a small gathering of people forming around the carts around the outside, and the sheriff with 2 chantry members out in the front, standing outside of the front door.
Of which card?
The one that Valantha is at.
Fuck me. I mold and become one with the cart. I am a amoeba. Okay. Well, not knowing that they're outside my cart, I'm gonna go ahead and see what all the hubbub is.
All right, and as soon
Move towards the group too.
okay,
Mhm.
as soon as you open the door, the 2 chantry members come walking towards you, and they each grab like one of your arms and
Excuse me?
and begin like bring you down and like down on your knees in front of the group and just holding you there.
What is going on here?
And like another 2 walk in, and they come out with your bag, and you can see that in his left hand the sheriff is holding the what do you call it, the helmet that you placed inside of the inside of the chantry cart.
I have no proof.
And the chantry member who walked in and grabbed your bag walks by and hands the bottle of poison, or the vial of poison, to him as well.
What is going on here?
I think you know what is going on here.
I feel like I'm
Murderer.
being accused for something I didn't do.
Oh, really?
Really?
Then why is it that you have a poison that has killed our blacksmith, and conveniently a helm that was hidden underneath the apothecary's cart makes its way into our caravan overnight?
I already told you I saw Asthea sneak into the apothecary, and she gathered a little bit of that from that vial. And I saw what it was, saw it was dangerous, and didn't want her to take more, since it can kill a few people.
Then why did you only take one instead of the other 3?
I didn't know there were more.
Didn't know there were more. They were all in the same vial area.
Were they?
Yeah, there were 4 of them.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. I literally could not see.
You could not see, yet you were able to make out who you claimed to be the assailants from outside of the cart, taking these exact vials.
I was tailing her pretty close. She's kind of flashy, in case you haven't noticed. She's got all that gold on her.
Yes, but she had nothing on her that said she was the culprit.
Of course not, because she hid everything.
Oh, did she? Now, on top of all of these, the lock was melted from the inside.
Yes. What of it?
And we know you were it. You were the one who picked the lock.
And how do you know that?
As he like looks through the bag and he pulls out the pair of melted lockpicks that you had. With these enchanted lockpicks.
Oh, really? Well, you remember a couple days ago when she went crazy and started attacking us, and the helmet helped calm her down? I needed it for insurance because that spire that we passed, my arms are around it, that spire that we passed was her doing. and I wanted to make sure that we had some form of insurance to protect ourselves and the caravan.
By killing the blacksmith.
Why would I kill the blacksmith? We had something we ordered from him that was being made, as well as he was extremely helpful. Why would I destroy the one person who could help us along our journey? That would be
do
stupid.
not know the crazy ways of your elf people.
Of course.
I mean, who else amongst you would use poison to take out a target?
I am no assassin. I am a scout.
And
if I'm going to kill you, I'm going to be facing you, and there's going to be an arrow through your throat, not poison.
That is why we caught you, is because you are not an assassin. You are very sloppy and left far too much evidence.
Yes, but I am not an assassin.
You've said this.
Yes. And again, I would do it to your face. I would not do it in secret, like some Tavintas do. Mind you.
Yes, I questioned your Tavinter mage. She had nothing on her and nothing but honorable things to say.
Oh, of course she does. She's all fluff and sunshine, isn't she?
As he takes the a thing of ale from one of the caravan members, and he pops the top of the poison. He pours it inside of it. And like he swishes it around and he holds it underneath your nose, and you can smell that very sour taste, or that very sour scent emanating from the cup.
I instantly shout out loud enough for Magnus to hear. It was the poison, Magnus. It was just a large amount. It had to have been her. I was right. I just didn't put in the right amount because I wasn't stupid enough to kill myself.
Well, at this point...
Also, that's gross. Get it out of my nose. No, really, get it out of my nose.
I will go to where the crowd is. Please tell me you are not ignorant enough to accuse her of killing the blacksmith.
She had the poison on her. She had the means to get into the carts.
You're telling me if you had the poison on you and you were in the cart, we'd be accusing you then?
That would be a logical sense. All the evidence points to her.
That's a far cry from logic. You sad, sad man.
Love you, Magnus.
Magnus playing Phoenix right over here.
Do you know how many times he's gone like, you dumb fucks? What is wrong with you? So many times.
There's no logic like Chantry logic.
Oh.
Kill the witch.
By that logic, if a child had the poison on them, you'd be killing a child. Is that what you're telling me?
If the child had as much evidence on it as she did, we wouldn't kill her. They are a child and can be reformed. But this elf cannot, and such her execution will be carried out the same way she killed the poor blacksmith.
Right. I grab the cup and throw it away.
You're going to have to make one hell of a grab check because he is significantly taller than you.
Or just knock it away from him, one of the two.
Dwarven jumping. It's a competition. Okay. Look it up.
Can I hear this all happening, by the way?
Yeah, this is not quiet.
Gonna slowly make my way over there.
So what kind of roll would you like for me to knock that thing away from him?
How are you knocking it away from him?
Just forcefully shoving his arm and the whole thing elsewhere.
Smacking it?
Enough to spill it, basically.
All right, so you can go ahead and give me a strength roll. All right, so you knock it away, and like you're a large portion of the contents spill out of the cup. But he's like able to hold on to it, and he kind of gives you a look. What is wrong with you?
The question is, what's wrong with you? Us- You're grasping an attempt at logic to blame Volintha for the murder of a blacksmith when we commissioned him to build something for us. Why would we kill him?
You would not, but you can never trust the elves.
Oh, yes,
And
because
we
it all
can
comes down to
trust
history.
A Tevinter and your ability to actually comprehend law.
Oh, yes, let's blame the elf, where we've had nothing but history of rebelling because we had to Vinta and everyone else enslaving us. Yes, let's blame the elf when we've got a Tevinta right there. Yes, good job, sir.
Then how do you explain all of the evidence against you?
It's
Unfortunately-
circumstantial.
Unfortunate, untimely, circumstantial when I was only trying to do it to protect everyone. I am so sorry I was thinking of you. And you,
Protect
and
us
you, and
from
all of
what?
you when I've risked my life to save you all.
Protect us from what?
From darkspawn, from bandits, from undead.
Is that why you poisoned the blacksmith?
Oh, yes,
did
yes. What? Wait,
poison.
why would I do that? Yes, I did that because why? What does that have to do with me protecting everybody? I have nothing to prove. This is not a bravado thing.
Oh. He looks up the cup and he just tosses it away since there's like not enough left to carry out the execution.
Don't give me another day of stomach aches.
How about you start with carrying out a real investigation when we're not being chased by Darkspawn?
I cannot risk having the murderer with us when we get to Denerim.
Okay, fine. Then lock me up if that's what you have to do to prove my innocence. Fine, lock me up. Have guards looking at me. I don't care. But you know what? I am more worried about the Darkspawn more than you.
Of course you would say that.
Oh, yes, of course, because I don't have proof literally a day's ride behind us.
And who was with you when that happened?
The Tevinta?
And the dwarf, and you.
Yes, but come on, it's Magnus.
Oh,
Would
so
you
now you're
pref-
blaming the dwarf.
I'm not, but
Would you prefer we leave you all to the death at the hands of the Darkspawn? Because we will happily leave.
I'm down for that too, actually.
And you can all
If-
die out here on your own.
If
fun
I may
protecting yourself.
speak up at this point,
You're going to be of no help.
perhaps you can just keep her on lock and key, so to speak, until we get to Denerim. We can give them the facts, and they can carry out a more thorough investigation with all the resources that they have at their disposal,
Oh, yes, because you pressed that.
and they can decide her fate from there. Sure, we have a cart we can keep her locked away in, do we not? After all, they've kept me locked away several times on this journey.
And
Sure,
yet
there's room.
somehow you're out here.
Well, you let me
Sorry.
out, didn't you?
I'm
No,
sorry
I
I don't have an
didn't.
addiction to red poison.
I'm just putting the option out there.
Hmm.
You're
If she wants a more thorough investigation, I say we give it to her in Denerim.
By the way, because I can see your little smirk, locking me up doesn't bother me as much as it bothers you. Just want you to know
I
that.
have no interest in putting you out of place, Valenta.
Right.
I
Sure.
mean, if we want to lock people up, we could put the mask on you while we wait for Denerim as well.
Yeah, why don't we eliminate all suspects right now?
You keep me locked in that cart in the front
But
all
you
day.
still
every
have your
day.
magic.
Yes, and I haven't used it against anyone, have I?
Not yet.
Speaking of, where is that mask that you had?
you,
And I've
you,
looked-
you see it in the other hand of the sheriff.
Lovely. And where's the
The-
key?
The sheriff has it. As I told him, it was under the apothecary cart, no?
I look at it. Where's the key then?
Oh, I have the key. After all, I bought the mask, did I not?
And
You were
why
there.
did you hide the mask?
It was too big for me to carry around, and a lot of you threaten me with that mask on the regular, so I figured I'd keep it out of your reach.
While she's saying that, I'm looking directly at Asthea, and as soon as she makes eye contact with me, I'm going to mouth to her, "That's right, I found it. Nice try."
But
Well, it's right where I told the sheriff it would be.
no, it wasn't.
No, it was in the chantry cart.
I'm sorry, it was where?
It was in the chantry's cart. We found it there. One of our apprentices stumbled over it while searching for a spare roll of parchment.
And did I hear you correctly in accusing Valentha of magical lockpicks?
How else do you explain the melted lockpicks? With
Did
the
you
melted...
try opening it
She doesn't
yourself?
carry magical lockpicks. They're just regular picks.
Then
Don't
you...
have
Valentha,
any
do you
magic.
have a pair of them on you?
Say that again.
Do you have a pair of them with you?
I have 2 pair, one of which is disposed of now because it melted.
in the lock.
Yes,
So-
again, was trying to find a way to protect ourselves if we needed to, and we didn't have the proper key. I already told you this.
Did you try to open it yourself with a pair of lockpicks to prove that they were magic, or did you just jump to wild conclusions?
Why would I try to pick the lock of a magical item?
Well, to make sure that the lockpicks were magic and they weren't just regular ones in the...
Oh no, these
Item.
were destroyed when they melted the lock of the apothecary's caravan.
I didn't pick the
They
caravan.
melted the lock of the apothecary's caravan. Do you
From
have
the
any
inside.
idea how lockpicks actually work?
Oh, I do, which was surprising when we found the melted lockpicks with the melted lock.
See, now that I know which lockpick you're talking about now, I'm sure you won't believe me because woe is me, I am an elf, but I did witness the mage melt it with one of her magic abilities to get into there.
Asthea.
But of
Did
course, this is
you
just
apothecary
the
card?
voice of a murderer,
Yes,
of course.
As he kind of stops a moment, he looks back over to Asthea. Is this true?
I'm afraid I don't have a melt lock spell, if that's what you're asking me.
We've seen you channel your abilities to do things before. I'm very sure you're capable of controlling them. But the point is, we're not going to accuse anyone, and no one's going to die before we get to Denerim. So why don't you scurry back to your cot and make yourself useful doing something else?
Don't go anywhere.
Do I have a
Sir,
choice?
suggest you go back to your cart so we can
Wasting
conclude it.
time.
Give me her lockpicks.
Okay. It's in my bag, so you have my bag.
And so they go through and they find the other set of picks. Really, sir? And he hands you the picks and the helm. Pick it.
You want me to pick a magical lock when I already confirmed the first time I picked it
This
that
is
it's
to,
a magical lock, therefore
this is
dangerous.
to prove what you say. I'm giving you a
Fine.
chance to defend yourself.
All right, fine. Give it to you.
All right.
Now I'm actually not sure. Do I get a bonus? Because I didn't know last time. Do I get a bonus for having lockpicks at all?
No.
I didn't think so. Okay.
You need lockpicks to pick locks.
I do have lockpicks though.
No, but that's what I mean, is you need lockpicks to pick
Oh,
locks.
They don't
Yeah.
give you a bonus like
That's-
this. They're
Right.
just-
That's why I had the negative when I tried to use my glove to do it, because I don't have any lockpicks.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. That makes I was like, wait, but I do, right? Ability. Got it. Okay. Okay.
All right, and the same thing happens. You go in there and the runes flash and it melts the lockpicks.
Seems like I need a magical key to unlock a magical lock, as I determined the first time. By the way, I'm out of lockpicks. Thank you.
Maybe we should get the blacksmith to make more.
Oh, wait. Sounds like a useful time to have a blacksmith right now, huh? Wouldn't that be stupid to kill one right now?
I see.
I don't need sass from you, Ross. With y'all coughing over there.
Didn't mean to. I actually had a tickle.
I know. I feel like you're just standing like, huh, these people suck.
I have no clue about anything to do about any of this.
I see. So he stands up and he motions and they stand Valantha up.
Now, can we keep going before the Darkspawn catch up?
You had the poison, but you did not pick the locks.
Yes.
You're a sharp one, aren't you?
But Estia has the ability to melt locks.
That's what they tell me, apparently.
Sure, it would take
I
a
have
lot
the
to fight
ability
about
to
it.
break things.
Do I look strong enough to even break a lock any other way other than using finesse?
I admit I can break locks. I can throw an arcane lance at them, but I'm pretty sure that would leave more than a little mark. I can demonstrate if you have a spare lock.
And again, I told you I had suspicions, but, and I give a long stare at Esthea, but I don't have proof that she did it, only suspicions on why she would. I do not know, honestly, who killed the blacksmith.
There are ways to find out, but that will take time. Thankfully, our apothecary is not dead. Though
Indeed.
for the time being, I will have to restrain the both of you.
And
By
if
me?
we get attacked by Darkspawn in that time, then what?
We will cross that bridge when we come to it.
Well, then we better get back on the cart then,
Time.
before that bridge comes sooner than we'd like.
Adds apothecary to hit list. So they motion on over. It's like, Astia, I hate to ask you, but where is the key to this helm?
Oh, it's in my bag, back in the cart.
And he like nods, and one of the apothecary, not apothecary, but chantry apprentices runs.
It's in the front left pocket.
Okay. And he returns a moment later with the key, and the sheriff unlocks the helm, and there's an audible click as it loosens up, and he walks towards Estia. And he's like, I am sorry about this, and he puts the helmet on you.
Pulls
So,
away
as
he reaches out.
As you pull away, there's like somebody stopping you from behind as the chantry apprentice is holding you.
I'll duck if I have to. I don't think that will be necessary.
It is for everyone's safety.
I understand why you may want to do it, but I assure you, I have no reason to act against any of you. I will happily go and spend my days in that cart, but you will need my assistance.
Magnus, it's almost
the
like he's doing the
caravan.
same thing we've been trying to do this whole time, where we did it for everyone's safety.
You will need my assistance should the caravan come under attack, and I will be useless with that on me.
As I said to Magnus, we will cross that bridge when we get to it. And he puts the
would
helmet down on you, and then there's like click as the lock
I'm gonna
sets.
put my hand in the way of the lock. I'm not letting this thing go on
And
my
like
head.
your hand is just forcefully pulled, is like being tried to be pulled
If
down.
I feel somebody forcefully pulling at my hand, I will begin to conjure an arcane lance aimed directly at the helmet or the mask.
Just at the mask itself?
At the mask itself.
Okay. And like they're trying to pull your hand away. So I'm gonna do a strength roll.
Okay. Not letting this damn mask go on my face again. Ooh, my strength is good.
They're able to just like get your hand out from underneath the helmet to close it.
As soon as my hand gets pulled out from underneath, I'm letting that arcane lance fly.
All right, and as
directly
the lance flies, it hits the mask, but there's like this this blue shimmer that goes across the mask is like the lance is absorbed into it. And then you hear that click as the mask is like sealed on you, and you can just feel like any like touch of magical essence that you have slowly begin to fade away from you.
I'm gonna reach my other hand into my pocket,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to wrap my hand around a certain thing that's in my pocket and clench real tight, so these little red shards that I'm holding on to bite into my skin. And even though the connection to that magic is gone, I'm concentrating real hard on these shards. I'm trying to pull whatever I can out of these things.
Jeff, I would take a step back if I were you.
As you're doing that, you just hear, "I'll take that bet," in your head as the mask just shatters off of your head, and just all this red energy begins to tear out from Estia as a not a dark spawn, but a demon begins to form behind her. And that is where we will end for tonight.
As that's happening, I'm actually like diving to kind of like push Magnus out of the way, going like, tuck and roll, tuck and roll. I don't know what's happening, tuck and roll.
Stranger danger question mark?
Well, you know what we have to do now? We have to kill you.
I mean, I don't think you have to.
As far as we can tell, not that they know this, but as far as we can tell, there is no reverse from demons.
Hey, that demon is appearing behind me doesn't necessarily mean it's got a grasp on me yet.
Well, it's working hard.
But that will do it for us tonight, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Stick with us though, because we are going to go on a raid. So before we do that though, Shadow Fox, our brand new cast member, I'm sorry for the shenanigans we have brought you into.
Roz is just like, the fuck.
Too much baggage. I'm out.
But who are you and what do you do on the internet?
I am ShadowFox7471, and I've been on hiatus, much like Zorro here, because we've been in the middle of a move, and when you move out of state, it's quite the ordeal. So when I do stream, and when I get back to streaming, I will be doing mostly Warframe, but there is some variety in there. So if any of you like to play Warframe, go ahead, give me a shot. And otherwise, I'll be here on Wednesday nights playing Blood on the Gray, as long as they'll have me.
Just don't touch Red Lyrium.
I mean, we may
Everyone-
all die next session, so you never know.
Have those backup characters ready.
I actually do.
As
Not
do
surprised.
You do.
As soon as episode, what was it, 2 or 3, when it wasn't looking
Oh,
so
don't
good
lie.
against
You
the
had
demon?
5 characters planned before episode 1.
Okay, I had one fleshed out completely. Let's put it that way.
Fox, who are you and what do you do on the internet?
I'm HB Fox, and apparently I take things from 0 to 10 real damn quick. I am here on this channel 3 times a week, playing a little scared bird person on Sundays, a big angry hyena person on Tuesdays, and whatever the hell Estia is on Wednesdays.
The
Aside
cause
from that,
of everyone's problems.
I mean, she's kind of, yeah.
A problem child.
They should have just listened to the mage, man. You never try and mute a mage's powers. They're not going to let that slide. Well, I guess technically they did in Ferelden for like however long that lasted, but you know. Aside from that, I work very closely with the Hunter Wild on everything we do. Hiatus that we're on right now is coming to a close very soon. We have not announced a date yet, though, but we do have an announcement coming up soon, so keep an eye out for that.
Ravenslark, who are you and what do you do on the internet?
I am Ravenslark. I'm Varietycaster here on Twitch. I have been literally in constant crisis for like the past couple months, so casts have been sporadic, and I apologize for that. Hopefully, I'm running out of things to go wrong, and we will be continuing regularly scheduled mayhem. Outside of that, I am a dwarf here in Blood on the Gray, who is getting really sick of people making bad decisions.
Zoro.
Magnus is our rock.
Zoro,
He really is.
Who are you and what do you do on the internet?
Oh, I am Zoro from E3. I am a variety caster / creative streamer on Twitch. Just like Shadow Fox said, we had like a weird, very long ordeal with the move, but as of a couple weeks ago, I've been slowly trying to get back into a streaming schedule. When I do stream, it's a lot of story heavy based games, RPGs, Dead by Daylight. I get some creative streams in there, everything from characters to Twitch emotes and badges and all that good stuff. Otherwise, twice a week, I am here with these awesome people, making all kinds of bad decisions on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And yeah, that's it.
And I don't know why we don't have a Zoro command. I need to get on Imp about that. We need a Zoro
We
command.
did at some point.
Unless it's a different thing. Is it just exclamation point Zoro?
Somebody remind me at some point during the week, and I'll make one for Zoro and Shadow Fox.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I am Rojan Quest. You can catch me here Tuesday nights DMing for Gibbering Mouthers, Wednesdays DMing here on Blood in the Gray, and Sunday nights as Darius Blackwell, the Hell Knight Paladin who just wants to set everything on fire. When I'm not on here, you can find me on my own channel every Monday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, streaming a variety of games as we clear out my backlog and raise money for Extra Life and the Lauren Small Children's Center. Like I said, we are going to go on a raid, and we are going to go raid Hybrid Magpie, who is Molly on our Tuesday game. She has just gotten back into streaming, and she is streaming some ARC RP.
Prize.
So if you guys want to follow us on that raid, hit that join button up top, and let's go show her some love. Drop our raid command of Behold a Raid in her chat a couple times, and we will catch you guys on Sunday for Waste Time Waterdeep. Until then, guys, have a good one.